And good evening, everybody. Hey, there's Barbara. How you doing tonight, Barbara? Barbara, first one in the ballpark tonight, the whirlwind herself. There we go. There we go. Hope you're doing well, Barbara. Hope you had a grand day. And there's Dwayne Martz. Dwayne Martz, the man, the myth, the legend, the streaming demon himself. Welcome in, man. So I'd really happy New Year's Eve to you too, midlife crisis. So again, this day to me is the complete opposite of Christmas Eve. But what better people to hang out with than the night that I normally don't care about than you people. So welcome in, Ump Man. Ump Man has he put a little like sort of left pointing carrot there. So welcome in, Ump Man, and welcome to the family, as we say, La Familia, our little Borgata here, if you will. So we're going to do some baseball. Surprise, surprise, right? It's not like you're going to come on here and see roller derby or something like that. I hope everybody had a good day. Some of us here in the Mid Atlantic states are getting snow. So blah. Barbara says that her day was great, and she says, "Hope mine was a great one." I was great after work. That's for definite sure. And there we go. So Action PC Baseball is what you're seeing on the screen here. So we've been doing some stuff with Action PC Baseball using the new manual entry, which seems to be working up. Yeah, ugh to snow. How about it, Barbara? Clinton says it was looking for hurling, but you guess have to go to Dublin. Yep, for that, for rugby, of course. But yeah, hurling, look out. Well, there's going to be a lot of hurling tonight in the American sense, isn't there, for a lot of people, or the next morning. So but there you go. I have 2/5 of unopened Tullamore Dew down in the fridge, and a 6 pack of Guinness. I'm not touching either of them though. With my mind and the way things are going. Thank you everybody last night for really cheering me up. Um, but yeah, it's not going to be a good thing. So I've just got me a good old bottle of water, and that's how I'll bring in 2026 with this family here, and with one of the things I love most, baseball. So as I was saying, we were doing a lot with the manual entry. Did some with the manual entry, I should say, with Action PC Baseball, and it works a treat. It's awesome. But the mode that I'm really interested in is the legacy mode, since I'm primarily a digital baseball simmer. So we're going to do this 1971 project, which should shock people. Everybody was probably thinking, oh, he's going to do something in the dead ball era. But I thought it'd be more fun to test legacy mode maybe in a decade where people might be a bit more familiar with the names. So the idea of legacy mode is at the end of the season, the actual historical rookies will come in and then you draft them. And we'll make sure to draft them on the proper team. So we're not going to do all that tonight, obviously. We're going to be, this 1971 thing's going to go on for a little while. And it will be running a bit concurrently with the Michael McGreevy League once that's going and some other stuff. But then it's going to be curious to see how legacy mode, how it works, and certainly look at some similarities, some differences with the other game that does it, out of the park baseball. Interestingly, Pure Sim Baseball does it as well, and so does Dombrov Baseball. So there are 4 games out there that sort of have this career play thing. So let's check up with the chat. See what's going on, familia. Clint says, true that. Just finished a game. 1970, Atlanta, 73. Rico Cardi goes 4 for 5 in that game. Awesome stuff. Barbara says she's not drinking tonight. She's finishing up her baseball game. She's got a great Mets replay going on, by the way. Maybe she'll tell us a bit about it. Midlife Crisis says, throwing back a couple of Yingling pounders himself. Wife went to bed. Strep. Oh, can't kiss her at midnight anyway. Yeah. Yeah, yikes. Oh, well, hopefully she gets better. Goodness gracious. Strep is awful. H Field, Happy New Year's, brother. And everyone, H Field, one of our awesome folks. You're all awesome folks. So great to see you, buddy. Welcome in. Beatles couldn't get into the app. You couldn't get, 6811, Clinton. And then once you go in, you can just disable it. It's just 6811. Okay. Barbara says, Oh, she's blowing air kisses. There you go. She says, but really feel better soon. There you go. That man says no drinking for him, working on staying away from it more in the new year. And he said he had a crappy end of work day yesterday and amazed I didn't drink last night. Well, brother, hang out, man. Hopefully this will be a fun time for you. Hanging out here and rolling some strat. Fun enough for him, says Midlife Crisis. Awesome. Good. Good, 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 good. So everybody just wishing Happy New Year and all kinds of festivities and all that. So the first thing we'll do tonight is we're going to play 6th April 1971, specifically cross-state rivalry or cross-Commonwealth rivalry here. The Philadelphia Phillies versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. This will be Chris Short versus Doc Ellis. So let's get to the ballpark. Let's do this. All right. Boom, there we go. And yes, we're going to manage the Pirates. Of course, we're going to manage the Pirates. And what's our lineup versus lefties? And there we go. And we're on our way to Three Rivers Stadium. I thought about bringing up Strat Max or Apago and doing the game at the same time and doing the input and stuff like that. But I think first game tonight, if there is going to be a second, we'll just do a straight up just kind of digital call, if you will. All right, so let's get into it. Yep. Oh, I got to change my you guys won't hear the baseball, man. All right. Wow, so it's being really weird. Let me try something here. Just hold on. Okay, hold on. Just hanging out. Let me see. So that's really weird. I'm going to have to, I'm not going to kill the stream. I'm going to kill the screen share and reshare. So I beg your indulgence for a moment, please, everybody. If you would be so kind. I'm still here, though. I will not desert you, folks. Ah, there we go. So these new headphones that I have are like really good, and I can't tell whether I'm hearing the ambient sound from my speakers or the headphones. That's why I'm just doing a reshare, just to make sure, because it's just no fun. See there, look, there's my little tiger guy. Haven't given him a name, but there he is. I guess we'll call him Beatles eternally. Boom, there we go, and this and that, and that, and now I think we're ready to go. Yeah, we are. All right. Oh, yeah. There we go. Is it live or is it Memorex? There you go. D. Scott Howard, welcome to Three Rivers Stadium. It doesn't get more classic. I know. I hate AstroTurf. All right, and welcome to opening day, Three Rivers Stadium. Today's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Chris Short will take the hill for the Fightin' Phils, and Doc Ellis will be on the mound for the Corsairs, the confluence of the Three Rivers. 64 degrees here in the Steel City, wind speed 5 miles per hour. Out to left field, and Chris Short in 1971 with a record of 7 wins, 14 losses, a 3.85 earned run average. Doc Ellis, 19-9 and a 3.06. And the man in blue says, "Play ball!" I love that part of it. Looking at the starting defense for the Pittsburgh Pirates, in left field, Willie Stargell. In center field, Al Oliver. In right field, Roberto Clemente. Going around the horn from first to third, we've got Bob Robertson, Bill Mazeroski, Jackie Hernandez, and Richie Hebner. Behind the plate, Manny Sanguillen, and leading it off here will be Larry Bowa. And let's turn off manual entry, and here we go. So Larry Bowa in 1971 with a 249 average, and we're ready to go. Has speed, so Ellis ready to work, and hope you guys have fun. And I'll probably miss the New Year it comes in, but you guys all feel free to yell Happy New Year and Have fun with it. Here we go. Ellis deals in the 2-2 pitch. Bounding ball to Mazeroski. Up and quick throw to Bob Robertson. Score that 4-3. We're underway here on 6th of April, 1971. Welcome in, Mick. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Barbara says, play ball. There we go. 2 minutes, she says. 2 minutes to the new year. All right, here's Tim McCarver now. McCarver, 278 hitter with 8 home runs, 46 runs batted in. And here's the pitch from Doc Ellis. And this one, fly ball to left field. Starjuana's horse back on it. And short of the track will make the grab. And I do want to change one thing here so I'm not hitting the... there we go. I don't want to manage those Phillies. Okay. All right. All right, out number 2. Now, the game is being a little bit weird here, but we're good. We're good. Okay. Here's Willie Montanez now, 255 average. He put 30 out of the park with 99 runs batted in. Doc Ellis toes the rubber and deals 0-2 pitch. And Montanez, big swing and a miss, and that will retire the Phils. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the first inning. The Philadelphia Phillies, nothing, and the Pittsburgh Pirates coming to bat. So D. Scott Howard, yes, he has 3 hours to go. Umpman says he has 62 minutes. And yeah, we are 1 minute here on the Eastern time zone. So happy New Year to anybody that happens to be in Nova Scotia, by the way. And points east. All right, starting defense for the Philadelphia Phillies. I'll wait because I know everybody else wants to say, and it is now January 1st, 2026. Happy New Year, Feliz Año Nuevo to everybody. I hope that 2026 will bring you every fond wish and every good fortune. I really, really do. And peace on earth. Peace on earth with something we wish for every Christmas, but something we should wish for every day. And let's hope we get closer to that. Right? Happy New Year, everybody. Couldn't think of anybody better to spend it than everybody here tonight. So thank you. If you notice, too, nice new scoreboard in Action PC Baseball. I love the way the splits are done, both for the hitter. I like the pitchers and hitters like sort of very separate like this. But boy, this is just their best release ever. All right. Anyhow, in left field, we got Ron Stone for the Phillies. In center, Willie Montanez. And in right, Roger Freed. At first base, Darren Johnson. At second, Denny Doyle. I do so much dead ball, I almost said Larry Doyle. At shortstop, Larry Boa. At the hot corner, Don Money. Behind the plate, Tim McCarver. And on the mound, Chris Short. Leading things off here for the Pittsburgh Pirates, second baseman Bill Mazeroski. Maz hit 254 in 1971, a home run, 16 runs batted in. All right, Chris Short peers in, has the sign from Tim McCarver. Here is the wind in the 3-1 pitch, and ground ball, base hit to right. Mazeroski will make the short turn and hold it first. So runner aboard now for the Gravedigger's son, Richie Hebner. We'll see Hebner platooned a lot through the season by Danny Murtaugh. But Hebner, 17 home runs, 67 runs batted in. Greg Garecki in here. Welcome in, Greg. How you doing, Greg? Greg, you guys just all awesome. Love the fresh paint job, says Man. Yeah, it's just great. H. Phil says, Happy New Year. Somebody doing fireworks in his town. Awesome. Just everybody be... and D. Scott has 3 hours of Grateful Dead queued up. Wonderful. All right, Maz on at first. Not really a threat to steal, and that's an understatement. All right, Lefty Hebner in the box. Lefty-lefty matchup here as Chris Short brings it home. Count full, and Richie Hebner looks at one in the outside part of the plate. So nice paint job there by Chris Short for out number 1. Getting back to the bag there is Maz, and here comes the great one. Clemente, 341 average in 1971, 13 home runs, 86 runs batted in. Short deals to Roberto, count 4, and good eye up there by Clemente. This pitch just missing. It looks a little bit outside and high. 2 on for Pittsburgh. That brings up Manny Sanguillen. Bob Robertson waits on deck, 1 away. Sanguillen, a 319 hitter, 7 home runs, 81 runs batted in, and for a catcher, fairly fleet of foot. There you go, a little alliteration for you to begin 2026. Here's the pitch. Sanguillen swings, fly ball. Montanez back on it, makes the catch. Mazeroski tags at second, and he will hold there as a strong throw for Montanez because into Willie or to Don Money. All right, so 2 away here in the bottom of the first, and brings up Bob Robertson, such an important part of the Lumber Company Pirates in the 1970s. 271 average for Robertson, including 26 home runs, 72 runs batted in. Maz at second, and Clemente trailing at first. Here's the pitch. Robertson swings on the 2-1 pitch. This one high, deep, and open the window, Aunt Minnie. Bob Robertson sends it to the 4th level above the club boxes here at Three River Stadium. And just like that, the thunder and the lightning on an otherwise clear day in the Steel City, and the Pirates jump out to a 3-0 lead. As Greg Gorecki says he loved Willie Montanez. Hell of a player. What a blast, says Upman. How about it? All right, so here we go. There's Willie Stargell now with that infamous kind of windmill lineup that he had, sort of gearing up. Stargell, really a heck of a year in 1971, a 295 average. Was doing his slash line here. 48 home runs, 125 runs batted in. All right, so Robertson right now, the big hero, but early goings here as the pitch comes to Stargell, count full, and Willie Stargell begins with a called strike 3. This one coming in just below the belt. But the Pittsburgh Pirates get 3 runs and 2 hits. We go to the top of the second inning. The Pirates lead the Phillies 3-0. And welcome into Tribe Fan 878, 879. Happy New Year. And to Cousin Ken Castro, the heart and soul of this channel. He says, Happy New Year, everyone. He says, just got under the covers. All right, welcome in, cuz. Philip Reynolds, welcome in. Happy New Year, my friend. Great to see everybody. Thank you for coming in. So Dave Gardner did a great stream earlier. It was kind of like a buffet of games, and he was doing some cool stuff. The bit of it that I caught, he did this like baseball game. I don't know what it was called, Mike somebody or other baseball, but it was kind of cool. And he I think he was doing some other stuff too. So do check that out. A lot of fun. Always fun at Dave Gardner's house. That man says gonna want to get under the covers here tonight. Temperature approaching 0. Ow! Yikes! Happy New Year to you, honey bunny. There we go. So Clinton's lady wishing everybody a Happy New Year. Awesome. All right, Darren Johnson will lead things off here for the Quakers in the top of the second inning. Johnson, a 265 hitter, 1971, 34 home runs, 95 runs batted in. All right, here we go. Doc Ellis into the wind. The 1-2 pitch, bouncer back to the mound. Ellis comes forward off the bump, feeds on to Bob Robertson for the 1-3 putout. So 1-0 here in the top of the second for the right fielder for Philadelphia, Roger Freed. A 221 hitter with 6 home runs, 37 ribbies for the Phillies in 71. 3-0 pitch, and Freed draws the walk from Ellis. So Roger Freed aboard, and that's Doc Ellis's first walk of the game. Freed, really no threat to steal at all. Here's Ron Stone, 227 hitter, 2 home runs. So Ellis doesn't want to let off on these light hitters here at all. 0-2 pitch, and this one lined into the gap and left. This one goes all the way to the wall. All Oliver tracking it down, rounding third, and coming in to score is Roger Freed. And let's see, the scorer is going to say Ron Stone has a double. So an RBI double, and the Phillies get one back here. It's 3-1 in this cross-state rivalry on the Pirates opening day, 6th April 1971, as we begin the quest for testing out the legacy mode in Action PC Baseball. Newest edition here, my friends. All right, brings up Denny Doyle now. Doyle, 231 hitter, 3 home runs, 24 runs batted in. Tonight's game brought to you by Baseball Digest. And I think later on we're going to do a Baseball Digest quiz, by the way. So Baseball Digest, you can pick it up digitally. And if you get the digital subscription, you get access to every issue of Baseball Digest since the very first, and you also get it physically mailed to you every month. So tonight's game by unknowingly on them, brought to you by Baseball Digest. All right, here is Danny Doyle, as we said. One down, runner in scoring position. So Stone with the RBI double. The Phillies get one back. Ellis comes home, and this one, line drive, base hit into right, and coming around to score is Stone. So there we go. So settle back. If you were looking for a finesse pitcher's duel, thou hast come to the wrong place. It is 3-2 now, as Doyle hangs out at first base. 4 stolen bases back in 1971 for him. Here's the third baseman, Don Money, one down, and Doc Ellis in a little bit of trouble here in the second inning. Was staked to a 3-0 lead, but that quickly got pared down to something a little bit more realistic. Money, a 223 hitter, 7 home runs, 38 runs batted in. So not a powerful Philadelphia lineup, but they're getting the job done here. Legend Sports Universe says, Happy New Year, you filthy animals, says the bear as he comes out of his den. How you doing, Legends? It is great to see you, brother. Legend Sports Universe. Guys, I always do these pay-ins, waxing poetic for Legend Sports Universe. Just go subscribe to his damn channel and enjoy his filthy baseball, because it's awesome. Oh, man, oh, man. D. Scott says he worked the tugs and barges of the Bering Sea out of Nome, Alaska, so you know what cold is, brother. All is as well as can be expected, Legends. Thank you very much for that. All right, here is Don Money, still one down, and base is empty as Doc Ellis deals 1-2. Oh, no, base is not empty. They're going to turn 2. No, Hepner juggles the ball and gets the throw to Mazeroski. No relay, so 2 away. And they're going to score that an infield hit. How about that? All right, so Hebner staying with the ball, thinking that Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey were here looking for a new juggling act. So 2 away, Don Money on at first. Let's look at Money here. 4 stolen bases in 1971. And finally, we get to the pitcher, Chris Short. Chris Short batted .083 in 1971. Ellis deals 2-2 pitch, and Chris Short will look at one on the inside edge. The Philadelphia Phillies pick up 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. 1.5 in the books here at this cement ashtray. And it's the Pittsburgh Pirates 3, the Philadelphia Phillies 2. And we will have Al Oliver, Jackie Hernandez, and Doc Ellis due up for the Buccos. Al Oliver will see be mostly starting in center field, but he'll be spelled sometimes later in the game by Gene Kleins. So 282 average for Al Oliver with 14 home runs, 64 runs batted in. Chris Short ready to bring it home. 1-1 pitch. Oliver sends this one foul. Third base side. Don Money giving chase. And near the dugout, if we forget the weird little thingy there, there you go. That one will make the seats about 10 rows back. All right, Oliver back in the box now. 1-2 pitch. Oliver sends this to center field. Montañez has this little liner, and out number 1. Jackie Hernandez, 206 average. Hernandez really more in there for his glove than his bat. 3 homers, 26 RBI. Short brings an 0-2 pitch. Hernandez, 2-hopper to Boa. Short on to Johnson. Bang, bang play at first, and they get Hernandez for out number 2. Here's Doc Ellis, hit .203 with 12 RBI for the Bucks in 1971. Chris Short brings the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball, base hit into left field. Doc Ellis will hold there. Buccos picking up their 3rd safety of the game. And I never pay attention to that poor play stuff, by the way. Happy New Year, Doug Hunt. We got a Buccos game on here, man. How often do I do that? Very rarely. And there we go. So Barbara says her dog, Pippin, is going crazy, going nuts. Fireworks right outside. Yeah, so, yeah, it's tough on doggies. My cats, luckily, there's no fireworks around here, but I know when there are, they're like under and all that kind of stuff. So, but getting a break here near the Harrisburg area. All right, we swing around to the top of the order, and here's Bill Mazeroski. Mazeroski singled his first time up. Ellis on at first, and Ellis had 2 stolen bases in 1971, so somewhat of a threat. I mean, for a pitcher, that's almost like being Ty Cobb or Ricky Henderson or sliding Billy Hamilton. All right, here we go. And there goes Ellis. Hit and run was on. This is going to get down for a base hit. Mazeroski in there. Ellis turning on the Jets. He's going to make it all the way home. Bill Mazeroski picks up his first double of the year and an RBI at that. And the Buccos now get one back in the bottom of the second. 4-2 Pirates. Tribe fan says, hey, Beatles, just to tell you that you did pull the trigger on Baseball Max. Good man. I didn't realize they wouldn't use an automatic 2-base advance on a single 2 asterisks. So, but you do like it. You like it, right? I hope you like it there, Tribe. It's fun. It's fun. Ball quickly got up that AstroTurf gap. How about it? Yeah, in a grass field, he's going to hold it third up, man. You're absolutely right. Offense is hot tonight, says H-Field. All right. Yes, Barbara's in Pennsylvania. So there's 2 Pennsylvanians in here. Not bad, not bad. All right, here's Richie Hebner. He's nothing for 1. Struck out against Chris Short his last time up. Maz on his second. Edges off the bag a little bit. 2 down here. And Chris Short lets it go. 2-2 pitch. Fly ball to right. Fried has it in his sights. And makes a nice catch out there in right field. The Pittsburgh Pirates pick up a run, 2 hits, no errors, 2 in the books here. The Pirates lead the Phillies 4-2 in this opening day game. So Tim says yes, and he also realized that's part of the rules. You can use a single for 1 base, double 2 base, and triple 3 base, and have to use D20 if you want to advance an extra base. I'm glad you're enjoying it, my friend. I really do. I was playing a game of Strat Max the other night. I love it. Are we going to do the Pennsylvania Polka for the 7th inning stretch? Why not? We can do it. We can definitely do that. Why not? Oh, she said Barbara's going to ban you if we do that. Okay, maybe not. All right. H-Field says he's seen that Pennsylvania Polka at many block parties in his life. Nice stuff. Nice stuff. Oh, he's got the block dragon going. Look out. So we got some Robert people in here. The block dragon makes it to the Beatles Eternally family. I'm loving it. All right. D. Scott Howard says you always let the runner advance 3 bases on the triple. House rule. Doing okay despite all the snow and cold here in Western PA. It's not much fun here in Central either, Doug, let me tell you. Yeah, the block dragon for Polka need the spirit of John Candy. John Candy and Eugene Levy. How about it? Next thing you'll be doing a chicken dance. Ben Whitson drag. All right, here we go. Leading off the 3rd inning is going to be Larry Bower back at the top of the inning. So Boa, McCarver, and Montanez due up for the Philadelphia Phillies, trailing the Pirates 4-2. Doc Ellis lets it go. Count full on Boa, and Boa looks at ball 4. So this one missing just inside. Second walk issued by Doc Ellis in the game. Brings up Tim McCarver. McCarver flew out down the left field line last time up. Boa has wheels. 28 steals in 1971. The block dragon, Cousin Ken. So here, I'll show you the block dragon. That was made famous on Robert's channel. So there, do you see the little block sign? And there's a dragon beside it. So that comes, block dragon is from RJO Network. So there you go. Baseball Demos is in here. Where's Baseball Demos? Did he sneak in here? There he is. Happy New Year, everyone. He says, I can't believe he stayed awake long enough. Way to go, David. Welcome in, my friend, and a Happy New Year to you. And David, I'm glad Strat came through for you, by the way. This is good. David did a little catch it. It was like an 8-minute video earlier he did on his phone. And Strat came through for him. So happy to hear it, David. It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a good year, my friend. All right, here's Tim McCarver now. 0 for 1 in the game. Doc Ellis deals the 1-0 pitch up the middle. Maz makes the stop onto Robertson, and we're going to score that one 4-3 on the play. Boa moves into scoring position. One down now. Willie Montañez, nothing for one, struck out back in the first against Doc Ellis. Ellis in the game thus far has struck out 2. So I'm looking at, so all this used to be up here. It would show your replay, right? And then all this kind of stuff, or like in what was happening in the season. And then the game was underneath, but now the game is highlighted. And I had to really twice. I really like that. All right. Ellis deals. And this one is going to get Sanguillen. This gets past Sanguillen all the way to the backstop. Score that one. A wild pitch on Doc Ellis. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and Larry Boa moves to third on the play. Greg Gorecki met Eugene Levy many times, and also met John Candy. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So wild pitch, and Doc Ellis hoping beyond hope this doesn't come back to bite him on the arse or the bum or whatever you want. From the stretch, and here's the pitch. Montañez, fly ball. This one could be twisting foul down the right field line. Clemente giving chase, and this one just out of reach. So a collective exhale here from Pittsburgh. It looked like Montañez was about to go yard and tie this game. Count 1-1. Montañez draws the walk. So Ellis in a little bit of trouble here. Now runners at the corners. Brings up Darren Johnson. Bucco's looking to turn 2 here. Darren Johnson grounded back to Ellis back in the first. 1-2 pitch, and fly ball to left. This is going to score Larry Boa. Stargell makes the catch. Boa tags, and he trots home with the Phillies' 3rd run. So the Battle of the Commonwealth continues here. 4-3 here in the top of the 3rd inning as Roger Freed settles into the box. David says you should do a live stream at 6 a.m. See if anyone's awake. Well, I'll tell you what, if this turns into a chin wag, it will, but I doubt it. I doubt it. All right, here's Roger Freed. Drew a walk last time. Doc Ellis, 1-1 pitch. Freed, routine ground ball. Maz is going to go the short way to Jackie Hernandez. That would do it for the Phils, but they pick up a run on no hits. No errors. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Pirates lead the Phillies 4-3 here in 1971. Roberto Clemente, Manny Sanguillen, and Bob Robertson due up for the Bucks. Clemente walked last time up. Chris Short, thus far, has struck out 2, walked 1, and given up a dinger. 1-1 pitch, and this one slashed hard, but wow, picking it off do we say a tall blade of AstroTurf? Willie Montañez making a beautiful play out there in center. To Rob Clemente. So 1 away. Clemente had wheels. That could have been the season's first triple. All right, here's Manny Sanguillen. Baseball been very, very good to me. Fly to deep left center last time up. Chris Short winds and fires. 0-1 pitch, and this is going to be a ground ball into left field. Base hit under the webbing of Boa's glove, and Manny is aboard. Bob Robertson, that big 3-run shot back in the bottom of the first, settles into the plate. Pittsburgh faithful here on a beautiful day. Would love to see Robertson jack another one out of here. And Robertson on the first pitch. Money has it. Bang, bang play at first. And they do get Bob Robertson. Close play. Robertson not known for his speed, but the ball took a funny bounce out there in the AstroTurf infield. So Sanguillen on scoring position, and here's Willie Stargell, who's 0 for 1. Everybody talking about John Candy. What a great person. I would have loved to have met him. One of my favorite roles of his, and it wasn't really a big one, was in National Lampoon's Vacation. He's the guard at Wally World. Hilarious stuff. Stargell struck out back in the first. See, I don't need a color. I got Tim for doing color when we do the chin wags. And then we've got everybody here. You guys are the best color men in the league. Color men, women. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, women, men, women. 3-1, and Stargell draws the walk. So Chris Short issuing the free pass, his second of the game. 2 Buccos on, 2 down for Al Oliver. There was nothing for 1. He flew out to his opposite number back in the second inning. Chris Short has a look over his left shoulder at Sanguillen, peers in, has the sign from Tim McCarver, and comes to the set and deals. 3-1 pitch, and this is going to be Doyle to Johnson, and the Buccos go relatively quietly. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 down here in Pittsburgh. The Pirates leading the Phillies 4-3. So Dave says that he was completely underwhelmed by the season choices of Strat this year. I still don't understand that the sort of let's just kind of create this market thing. Don't know why Strat does that. And I know people have given me different answers, but I still find it bizarre, especially since every season is available for their PC game as well as in Strat Max. So why they just do it in cars and dice, right? So you either print them up once, you print them, nobody orders it, no big deal, right? Or do it as print on demand business. Why not? Come on, Strat. You got a lot of loyal players out there. So make these seasons available. Come on. All right, Ron Stone, Denny Doyle, and Don Money do up for the Philadelphia Phillies at 6, 7, 8 in the order. Stone last time had that RBI double that scored Roger Freed, giving Philadelphia its first run. That was back in the bottom of the second inning. Doc Ellis toes the rubber in the 2-1 pitch. This one, easy hopper to Hebner. Long throw across the diamond, stretched by Robertson. And Robertson, he's able to keep the ball around him at first, but bad low throw there by Richie Hebner. So score that one, E5, and the Phils get a runner aboard here. So first miscue in the game, and it belongs to the Corsairs. All right, Denny Doyle is 1 for 1. Those of you who know Pirate history, and I don't mean the baseball club, will know the Corsairs and Pirates weren't exactly the same thing, as Corsairs were essentially in the Pacific, but we're going to go with it because I think it's cool to call them the Corsairs at the confluence of the three rivers. All right, Doyle 1 for 1, Stone aboard, nobody out. Doc Ellis brings it home. 0-2 pitch, and this one hit hard to center field. Diving stop, full body layout there by Al Oliver. Al Oliver, great glove out there for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And 1 down. Oof. So both outfielders showing their mettle today, both Montanez and Oliver in center field. Both playing like they're Joe DiMaggio and Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle, since Dwayne is here. No, we love him. We love Mick. We love the Mick. All right, here I am way behind here. Enzo, Doc Ellis, who pitched a no-hitter on Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Absolutely. Excellent pitcher, though. Good stuff. Like Candy and Uncle Buck, too. Great stuff. Aaron Reed, welcome in, the man of a million voices. Right. Don Money is nothing for 1 down. Great play out there in center field by Al Oliver. Bob Prince is up there. He's just smiling away. 1-1 pitch. Don Money sends it to Hernandez. Hernandez is going to go to first, and they do just get Don Money. So 2 away. Stone moves to second on the play, and here's Chris Short. Chris Short struck out in his last time up. Phillies trying to draw even with the Buccos here in the top of the 4th. Ellis brings it home. 0-1 pitch. Hard hit ground ball. Jackie Hernandez stops, throws from the knees, and gets Chris Short for out number 3. So Jackie Hernandez flashing the leather out there for the Bucks. No runs, no hits, 1 error. We've played 3.5 here in Pittsburgh. It's the Pirates 4 and the Philadelphia Phillies 3. Midlife Crisis says, John Candy, this is serendipitous. I was just talking about John Candy upstairs with his wife. Since I don't have a wife, he would be talking to my wife. But he says about his short stint on Saturday Night Live when Lorne Michaels was brought back to save the show. Enzo the Picker says, paid attendance, 1,302 in today's game. Good God. Is that right? Is that right? I should hope not. The year of the Pittsburgh Pirates, World Championship year for them. And I actually prefer the 1971 Pirates to the We Are Family Pittsburgh Pirates. So nothing wrong with those guys, but I love the fact that you've got Willie Stargell and Roberto Clemente at the same time. Sort of like the 36, 37, 38 Yankees when you have Gehrig and DiMaggio. Jackie Hernandez, nothing for one. He'll be opening up the fourth here, followed by Doc Ellis. And they'll be swinging around the top of the order and Bill Mazeroski. Hernandez grounded to short back in the second. Chris Short ready to deal. 1-1 pitch. Hernandez, high fly ball to left field. Open the window, Aunt Minnie, and it's gone. Jackie Hernandez jacks one. So how about it? He tells Bob Robertson, if you can do it, so can I. 346 feet for Jackie, and he did hit 3 in 1971. So the Buccos pushing the lead a little bit. It's 5-3. All right, both the 71 and 79 Pirate teams are great. Absolutely agree with that, Doug. 71 Stargell is insane in APA, says Enzo. So how you doing, Enzo? How you doing, man? It's been a while, Paisano. Haven't seen you in a little while in your chat. That man says one thing about home runs, AstroTurf don't factor in this. Absolutely not. Greg Gorecki says that must have been wind aided. Yeah, Jackie Hernandez was no power hitter, but he did manage 3 that year. Doc Ellis had a ground ball single back in the second. So Bucks plating one here in the bottom of the fourth. 5-3 is your score. Chris Short brings it home. 2-0 pitch. And Doc Ellis is going to be a perfect 2 for 2 in the day. So you always love it when a pitcher helps his own cause. So Doc Ellis aboard, and talk about perfect 2 for 2. Here's Maz. As we go back to the top of the order, nobody out. Mazeroski with a single and then an RBI double that scored Doc Ellis in the second. Chris Short checks Ellis at first. Believe it or not, has speed. And there he goes. Another hit and run was on. And Darren Johnson's going to take this unassisted and on the play. Doc Ellis will move into scoring position. So last time that happened too. So Danny Murtaugh playing some aggressive baseball today relative to the time. Richie Hebner, nothing for 2. He has struck out and flown out. Bottom of the fourth here in Pittsburgh, 1 away. 1-2 pitch, Richie Hebner. This one called strike 3. Hebner is not at all happy with the call. Tries to have a little confab with the umpire. The umpire just sort of wanders off on the third base side. Here's Roberto Clemente, nothing for 1. Had that line out to center that Willie Montanez made a great play on. And the 2-2 pitch, and Clemente is going to do it upright this time and get himself an RBI double as Montanez and Fried converge, but Montanez gets to the ball first, and Clemente with the RBI double, and the Buccos now with a much better lead here, leading 6-3 over the Phils. Real life, Shag Crawford was the plate umpire in this day. Wow, okay, good stuff. Nice, nice, nice. All right, love it. So we'll remember that. Ken Castro says rigged. So I'm a Bucco fan. Ken is a Phillies fan. So, you know, Ken, the next thing we have to do after we finish the 1912 World Series on Apple Go is we did do an all-time greats before, but I chose the Cardinals. This time, the Buccos are throwing down the gauntlet. So, when you're ready after we finish 1912. Rigged, them's fighting words. All right, Clemente in scoring position, and here is Manny. He grounded a single back in the third. Even though I'm a Bucco fan, I rarely do Pirate games on here, so this is kind of fun to do this. All right, Chris Short brings it home. 3-1 pitch, and this one popped up the old chimney in short, and Larry Bowa will have it for out number 3, but Pittsburgh puts 2 more on the board. 3 hits, no errors. We've played 4. Pittsburgh Pirates leading the Philadelphia Phillies 6-3. And I will not repeat what Clinton said because I'm going to throw down the gauntlet then to him soon. Aaron Reed says, I think Harry Callis was doing Phillies games. Could be. I just know that this was Bob Prince and Nellie King here, baby, for the Pirates. So, yeah, let's do it. Your 64 Phils versus my Bucks. All right, so I will pit my 1971 Pirates against your 64 Phils. The 64 Phils had some firepower. They really, really did. So, but we got to finish 1912 first. As Barbara is wishing Ken Castro a Happy New Year. And he's wishing her one back. Look at that. So, for those of you keeping up, Barbara and I have discussed the possibility of sweet no-hitters. Whispering sweet no-hitters. Shakist, he says, Gehrig was prominent in 1936 Yankees. Yeah, 39. Yeah, sad year for him, of course. But I love the 36 Yankees, again, because you have, that's DiMaggio's rookie year, and Gehrig just all hell broke loose with him in 1936. Yeah, Bob Prince, he said, they're hurting us. The old gunner, how about it? Pirates did not treat him too well at the end, much in the same way the Tigers did Ernie Harwell some dirt, huh? All right, Larry Boa leading things off here. We are back at the top of the Phillies order. So Larry Boa, Tim McCarver, Willie Montanez due up. Boa walked back in the third. Line on Doc Ellis right now, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks. Touched up for 2 hits and 3 runs. Buck goes with 1 miscue. Pirates have stranded 4 thus far to the Phillies 3. All right, Ellis studies the sign, shaking off Sanguilla, and has one he likes, the 0-1 pitch. And Boa gets the bunt down, and pouncing on it is going to be Bob Robertson, and he fires on to Mazeroski in the wheel play. So 1 away for Tim McCarver, who's 0-for-2. He's flown out and grounded out. Ellis brings it 1-1 pitch. Base hit right field past Mazeroski into center field. Clemente up with it, getting a quick lead to the infield. So McCarver aboard for Willie Montanez, 0-for-1. Walked back into third. Ellis looking for a quick 2-ball here. 1-1 pitch. And he might get it. Hernandez, Mazeroski. Great play by Jackie Hernandez. They're not going to turn 2, but Hernandez once again, just a great play at short as just diving stop and able to get the lead runner. So huge play there by Jackie Hernandez. And brings up Darren Johnson now. Darren Johnson is 0-for-1. Sacrifice RBI back in the third to scored Larry Boa. Ellis brings it home. 0-2 pitch. And this one to Jackie Hernandez again. Routine 6-4 putout to retire the Phils. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The score remains the same, to kind of borrow a little bit from Led Zeppelin. Pittsburgh Pirates 6, Philadelphia Phillies 3. Pirates' overall record in the actual 1971 season, 97 wins, 65 losses. The Phillies, 67 wins, 95 losses. So mirror images of each other, showing the superiority of that time at least, and still even to this day, if not so much in baseball, of the superiority of the western part of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus the wankers and tossers on the eastern part of it. So there you go. All right. Yeah, you're right, Greg. As far as announcers happens far too often in the business. And Prince got in trouble because Prince, if he thought it was a bonehead play or ownership made a bonehead move, Bob Prince had no issue at all calling them out. And the powers that be said, well, they gave him a heave-ho, but he did get a nice send-off before retirement. And Bob Prince, along with Ernie Harwell, Vin Scully, Jack Buck, I mean, one of the greats that we will never see their likes again, partly due to technology, of course. They had to be very descriptive. The old gunner, huh? All right, Bob Robertson, 1-for-2. 0-2 pitch. Robertson, big cut and a miss. wanted to try to get a solo version of that 3-run dinger he had back in the first. Comes up empty. So 1 away. Chris Short recording his 4th K of the game. Here's Willie Stargell. 1 for 2 with a walk. A 1 pitch. Stargell swings. This one a high shot into right, but not deep enough. Fried back on it and reels it in for out number 2. Well, it is. Let me fix that, Barbara. Barbara says, although I think some people might appreciate it, but she says that the game volume is a bit louder than I at times. But people might say, we hear enough about that Beatles guy. Let's listen to the crowd instead. Let's turn everything down just a little bit. There we go. Hopefully that's better. We'll see. All right. Thanks, Barbara. Aaron says he thinks it's fine. Clinton Park says, gimme Harry Carey. Willing to do a game in the bleachers in the summer and get rip-roaring drunk with the fans. No, I already changed it, Barbara, so we're good. We are good. Barbara is my person in the truck there. She's keeping the sound and everything. It's all good. All right, Al Oliver 0 for 2, grounded to second, back into third his last time up. Chris Short brings it home. 1-0 pitch, and 200 to Denny Doyle. Denny Doyle not able to get the ball out of his glove. Rather trying to do some very bizarre sleight of hand right there. So that's going to be the Phillies' first miscue of the season. Score 84, and the Buccos with a runner aboard. Al Oliver pilfered 4 in 1971. Greg Gorecki says Chuck Swirsky was let go by the Raptors after he tried to start telling management how things should be done. He had become a Canadian citizen the previous year. Way to go, right? I mean, if you're going to ingratiate yourself, what better way than to hunk off the ownership, I think. All right, here's Jackie Hernandez. 1 for 2. Jackie with a solo shot and 2 great plays in this game. So Jackie Hernandez having a grand old time out there at shortstop. All right, Oliver edges off first, 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th. And Chris Short deals 3-1 pitch, and Jackie Hernandez didn't even lift the bat. So challenging Chris Short and wins this battle. Al Oliver at second, Hernandez at first, and Doc Ellis, here we go, perfect 2 for 2. 2 singles in the game. Chris Short brings it. Ellis swings. Can he do it again? No. This time, Boa to Doyle on the 6-4 putout, and the Buccos are turned away. We go to the top of inning number 6 here in Pittsburgh. The Pirates lead the Phillies 6-3. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. We got 20 people hanging out. A happy, blessed 2026 to everybody. All right. We have Roger Fried to lead things off here for the Phils. Walked, and he had grounded out last time up. Ellis brings it. 1-2 pitch. Fly ball right field. This one's got some distance. Clemente on his horse. Back and at the track. Makes the catch. So Fried giving it a ride, but just a little bit too high. So the stewardess didn't have to be on that plane, apparently. I'm sorry, the flight attendant. And here is Ron Stone. He is 1 for 2. RBI double back in the second, and was safe on an error in the fourth, that Richie Hebner error. You got it, Barbara. She says, right back at you, Beatles. Only the best in 2026. Why, just yesterday, just thinking about it here, just yesterday, it seemed like it was 2025. Where does the time go? Oh, my goodness. All right, here we go. Doc Ellis brings it home. 2-2 pitch. This one up the middle. And Mazeroski ranging to his right. And bare hands it fires onto Bob Robertson for out number 2. Greg Gorecki says back to Chicago he went. He does some CEBL games in the summer. He says that's our Canadian Domestic Summer League, that it has led to 20 to 25 NBA contracts in the first 7 seasons. Awesome stuff. By the way, so we are coming up on that. Happy 250th birthday to the United States of America. Indeed. Should be a hell of a celebration. 250. It's not like all of us reach it. I will be a 248 on 13 August. So I hope you all be here for that glorious celebration. in which I once more will attempt to sit in an upright position. It will be exciting. Be here. There will be giveaways. 13 August, mark your diaries now, or your calendars, whatever. All right. Denny Doyle bats with 2 down. And RBI single back in the second, line to right center in the fourth. Doc Ellis brings a 1-1 pitch. Doyle to Mazeroski to Robertson. And the Phils are turned away. And are we going to allow Bill Champion to pitch? Of course we are. These Phils can do whatever they want. All right, bottom of the sixth, top of the order for the Buccos. Mazeroski, Hebner, and Clemente. Maz on the day, of course, had that RBI double that scored Doc Ellis. So he is 2 for 3. Champion finishes warm-up pitches 2-0 pitch, and Mazeroski will drive this one into center field. Base hit. Montañez getting the nice room service bounce. Third hit for the Maz. And Richie Hebner disappointing 0 for 3 in the game. Champion brings it home 1, and there goes Hebner again. Oh, they are not happy. This one inside, just painting the black, and the Pittsburgh faithful questioning the visual acuity of the umpire. So, there we go. 13th August, 5 days before you turn 71. Awesome, Clinton. You young whippersnapper, you. All right. Ken Castro, D. Scott were around for the 100th celebration, says Ken. I saw them there. Both having a bit of ale. They're drinking kind of like this girly ale, though, Ken. That neither of them could handle a good stout. I was rather disappointed, to say the least. So I remember that glorious day in 1876. And Shag Crawford, thank you, Greg. And Clinton was like chatting up we'll get into that another time. Anyhow, so the day after, Greg turned 67. All right. So all these young people in here. What are we going to do with all these? What are we going to do with all you youngins? I don't know what you're getting up here to. I'm telling you what. German Pilsner. Girly beer. That's girl beer, man. It's girly beer. So, yeah. Give me a good Belgian stout, pal. That'll put hair in places maybe you don't want hair. I don't know. But anyhow. Clemente now, batting in the number 3 slot, is 1 for 2. Maz at first. Champion checks the runner. Comes home with a 2-1 pitch. Clemente, this one up the middle. Base hit. Mazeroski thought about third, and they said, no, you'll stay right there, Bill. It's a 2-1 for the Buccos. Here's Manny Sanguillen. 1 for 3. Last time up, he popped a short. Oh, my birthday is the day after you turn. Okay, gotcha. Sure, grass doesn't grow in a busy street. Can always count on Clinton for some good wisdom here. All right. Or wisdom. We put it that way. Sometimes good. Sometimes, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Clinton, but I love it. All right. Champion deals 1-2 pitch. And this one grounded to Doyle. Doyle's going to go the short route to Boa. Boa to Johnson. And that does it for the Buccos. We go to the top of the 7th here in Pittsburgh. And your score remains 6-3. The Buccos picked up 3 in the bottom of the 3rd, 1 in the bottom of the 2nd, or first, and then the 2nd. 1 more in the top of the 3rd. The Phils get 1 in the top of the 3rd, and 2 in the 2nd. Buccos get 2 more in the 4th. That's your scoring. And for those of you that don't play Action PC, one of the coolest things it does is when you hover, you get to see a complete recap of everything, and when you mouse over the batter, you'll get what he did as well. All right, Don Money is nothing for 2. Doc Ellis deals 1-2 pitch, and Don Money, big swing and a miss. Steer right 3, 3rd strikeout for Doc Ellis in the game. Brings up Oscar Gamble, and I found a reproducible, or no, I haven't. So Oscar Gamble coming in to coming into play right field. When did they sneak him in there? I have no idea. But anyhow, there he is. Oscar Gamble into right field. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And grounder to Jackie Hernandez. Routine 6-3 play. At least the way Hernandez has been playing. But pretty good range to his left there and stayed with the horse hide. 2 down now for Larry Bowen. Nothing for 2. And here's the pitch. 1-2. And this is going to get over Maz's head and get down for a base hit. A little soft liner into right field. Boa aboard with 2 down. Tim McCarver 1-for-3, singled his last time up. Ellis brings it home. 0-1 pitch, fly ball out to center field. Oliver on his horse has it in his sights. And 7th inning stretch time. The Pirates lead the Phillies 6-3. Be right back. And we are back. Bottom of the 7th inning here. Good ball game going so far. Bob Robertson, 1-for-3, but it was what he did, those 3 RBI, and the Buccos felt a little bit of heat, but Bob Robertson, right now, the big hero for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Opening day here, 1971. Shag Crawford and everybody else. So, Tim, you're an August birthday guy too? Honest. Oh, yeah, okay. Anniversary of VJ Day. Wow. Cool. Clinton says in 1876 he was in the South End grounds watching Cousin Ken try feebly to break into the White Stockings lineup. Doug says his twin daughter and son were born in August, as well as his granddaughter and grandson. Good month. August, best month that there is, man. Sounds like a lot of boredom in October, November, says Tribe Fan. Good stuff. All right, here we go. So Champion is going to stay in. He's worked an inning in relief. And here's the pitch. Count full on Bob Robertson. Routine fly ball. Willie Montañez barely has to move, and he will guide it into his glove. One away. Willie Stargell, nothing for 2. Count full, and Willie Stargell looks at a call to strike 3. Nice curveball there, dropped in by Bill Champion. So 2 up, 2 down for the Bucks here in the bottom of the 7th. And Al Oliver, disappointing 0-for-3. 2-1 pitch, and Al Oliver says, "You just wait." This one taking a weird, funny bounce out there. Gets by Montañez all the way to the wall. They're going to call that one a double. So the Buccos now with their 11th hit and a runner in scoring position, 2 down for Jackie Hernandez. So remember, he solo homered back in the 4th. Hernandez would love to go yard again, but let's be real. 2-2 pitch, and this one, 2 bouncer to Boa at short, on to Darren Johnson, and that will retire the side. We go to the top of the 8th. The Buccos holding on to the 6-3 lead. Doc Ellis at 110 pitches. For those of you who care, so Danny Murtaugh might want to start stirring up the bullpen a little bit as Willie Montañez steps in. So one thing I love about dead ball baseball is I don't have to pay attention to that number, because they should have a thing for dead ball pitchers. So has his arm fallen off yet? An AstroTurf skip to the fence. Mick, there you go. And happy holidays. Happy holidays. So I know, I realize, I get it. It's New Year's, but this is also the 6th day of Christmas. We are halfway through the 12 days of Christmas. So Merry Christmas. And also in 6 days, for the old calendar Orthodox, it will be Christmas. So there are some folks that are going to be celebrating Christmas in just 6 days' time. Wednesday next. Tuesday next. Whatever. What is this? Is Thursday? Yes, next Wednesday. Satch Davidson held down third base in this game. Great game for umpire nickname. Yeah, how about it? Greg Gorecki doing our umpire. So we got Shag and Satch. I kind of like that. As being of Irish extraction, I prefer shagging. But hey, sometimes one has to take one Satch for a shag. Am I right? Yes. Now that would be a challenge, because in the 1876 White Stockings against any of your Providence teams, Apago has all the teams. I'm ready. I am ready. We'll play some. We'll play some. We'll do some 19th century baseball, cousin Ken. That's cool too. Appa has, or no, it's not Appa. I'm sorry, Appa. It's Strat Max that has everything back to 1871, not Appa. Go. So we'll have to wait till they add in the 19th century. The bums. So, back to it. Albert Goodwill Spalding. Spalding versus Old Hoss Radbourne. We should set that game up. We should set that game up in one of these other baseball games, or I could install. Oh, no, we don't have. I would have to do it in Alga Park Baseball or Pocket Pennant Run because there's nothing before 1880 in Action PC Baseball. All right, Willie Montañez, nothing for two as we open the eighth. 0-1 pitch, fly ball, twisting foul down the right field line. Clemente on his horse, and this one's going to make the seats. Count goes to 0-2. Montañez cuts right through this one. Nice fastball by Doc Ellis, so bringing the heat one away. Darren Johnson, nothing for two. His last time up, he grounded to short. Does have a sac fly RBI in this game. 0-2 pitch. Johnson sends it to center field. Oliver back into his right, short of the track, makes the grab. 2 up, 2 down for Philadelphia. Bill Champion, but I doubt he's going to bat for himself. And here he comes, Wheels, coming in to pinch hit Greg Luzinski. Here's the pitch. Luzinski swings, hard grounder to short. Hernandez ranging to his left, fires on to Bob Robertson, and that will end the Phillies' eighth. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the eighth. The Pirates leading the Phillies 6-3. Spalding and Haas pitch every game. You guys should do it. Pocket Pennant Run would work. That would be fun. Maybe we'll take this off. That way, if somebody wants to come on mic, we can do that. We'll turn off screen sound, and we'll just set up Spalding and Haas. We'll do something, man. I don't know. Can't leave just yet, right? Can't leave just yet. Duck Ellis, 2 for 3. So Ellis, I think, will bat for himself. Will he? Nope. Looks like Vic Davalillo is going to come in to pinch hit. So Doc Ellis's day is done. He leaves the game with a 3-run lead. How about it, Doc? All right, here's Vic Davalillo, and here's the pitch. Davalillo to Money, and they're not going to get Davalillo. Bad throw by Don Money. And luckily, Darren Johnson, luckily for the Phillies, Darren Johnson able to keep that ball in front of him where Davalillo is off to the races. So second miscue for the Philadelphia Phillies, and here comes Bill Mazeroski. Maz having an excellent day at the plate, 3 for 4. Davalillo, 10 steals in 1971. Ken says he's interested in playing that matchup. All right. Oh, and we have a new pitcher in here, guys. So we'll talk about this pitcher who just gave up the walk to Bill Mazeroski. And it's Bucky Brandon. So Bucky Brandon, a 3.90, earned an average in 1971 for the Philadelphia Phillies. 6 wins, 6 losses, 4 saves. He worked 83 innings, gave up 5 dingers. All right, and we are ready to go here. Hebner has struck out he has struck out 3 times today, 0 for 4. Pirate faithful looking for a 3-run shot here from the Gravedigger Sung. So the left-handed batting third baseman in the box. And the pitch. Hebner does not strike out. Short little pop fly. Oscar Gamble on his horse and makes the catch. So Hebner will go back and grab some pine and try to avert the steely gaze of one Danny Murtaugh, who actually didn't have a steely gaze. Nice guy, but still it works for the drama. All right, here's the great one. Singled his last time, has an RBI in this game. Clemente 2 for 3 overall. 0-2 pitch, and Clemente checks his swing, but this one in at the knees for a called strike 3, so 2 down. When we get to the Phillies' ninth, it's going to be Stone, Doyle, and Money. Manny Sanguillen 1 for 4, 2 on. And 2 out. Davalillo at second, trailing him. Bill Mazeroski at first. Bucky Brandon brings it. 1-2 pitch. Base hit up the no liner. I'm sorry. Montañez once again just gets this ball before gravity asserts itself. We go to the top of the ninth, and we need us a Pittsburgh Pirate pitcher. So normally these 1971 Pirates would bring in the closer Dave Giusti with a 3-run lead. Let's gamble a little bit, I think. Why not? All right, let me see. Who do we got here? So I'm liking Ramon Hernandez. And I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring in Ramon Hernandez. Yep. All right. Davalillo out of the game. Happy New Year, Paul. Happy New Year. Not for you yet, but Happy New Year. So Paul is so last year, man. He's like so 2025. Happy New Year, my good friend. We had somebody in last night and showed him your baseball app. Hopefully he reached out to you and you got him sorted. He loved the look of it. So another convert to the Baseball HQ, baby. All right. Greg Gorecki says that Brandon wasn't bad with the Phillies, but he was awful for the Red Sox. It's Breakfast 2026. Is it 20? Oh, yeah, because you're East. What am I thinking? Duh. I'm sorry. Some time zones are messed up. I relocated Paul to, I don't know, like Hawaii or something. I don't know, whatever. All right. So you did. He's on board. Excellent, Paul. Glad to hear it. All right. Clinton says, Happy New Year, Paul. Interested in broadcasting a 19th century game and pocket pennant run. So we are thinking about that. White Stockings versus the Providence Grays. All right. Ron Stone, I called him Roger Stone. Isn't he Roger Stone? He's that guy with the weird glasses and stuff. I don't mean him. Ron Stone. RBI double way back in the second, ancient history. All right, here we go. Where'd the lineup go? Wait a minute, hold on. Hold the phones, baby. I like both lineups showing in the game. I'll not have any of this. Jeez, yeah, team lineup. But there it is. It came back. Okay, that's good. And now it went away. All right. Ooh, do we have a little graphic bug here? Are we going to allow Terry Harmon to pinch hit? Of course we are. Who are we to tell the Phillies what to do? Bounding ball to Maz to Robertson, scored 4-3. And Paul wishing Barbara. She says she has to take Pippin out. All right. Paul wishing a happy new year. There go the fireworks in the area, says Mick. They've been building up for the last 6 hours. Haven't heard. Well, I have these earphones on, but I don't think we have any going on here. I think we just have snow. One down here for Denny Doyle. He is 1 for 3. RBI single back in the second. Hernandez deals 2-1 pitch. Fly ball to left. Willie Stargell calling off Al Oliver for out number 2. Phillies down to their last out. Don Money, nothing for 3. He has grounded out twice and struck out. Here's the pitch. And this one, fly ball, twisting foul. And this one is going to make the bullpen out there in left field. All right, 2 down, 0-2 pitch. Money sends this one out to center field. Oliver tracks it down on the track, and that is the game. Pittsburgh Pirates take opening day here, 6 April 1971, as we begin to embark on our journey on the legacy mode. Buccos take this one 6-3. Let's look at our game recap really quickly. No highlights for the Phillies. But for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Doc Ellis went 2 for 3. Roberto Clemente 2 for 4 and a double. Bill Mazeroski went 3 for 4 and a double. Ellis gets the win. Chris Short tagged with the loss. The Pittsburgh Pirates, 6 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. The Philadelphia Phillies, 3 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. And for Clinton, we're going to check pitching because he loves to jump to the pitching. Chris Short went 5, 8 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 2 home runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Begins the 1971 season with a 10.8 earned run average. Bo Champion worked 2 in relief and struck out 2. Brandon came in, worked an inning in relief, walked 1, struck out 1. Doc Ellis gets the win, 8 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, struck out 4, an ERA of 3.338. Ramon Hernandez gets the save, worked an inning in relief. Let's see who is going to be the MVP. It's going to be Bob Robertson, as it should be, with that big 3-run shot in the first inning. The Pirates left 5 on base, or the Phillies left 5 on base. The Pittsburgh Pirates 10. Jackie Hernandez with 2 great plays in the game. Al Oliver with 1. Doc Ellis had a wild pitch. Anything of note? Yeah, we had 3 errors in this game. So Denny Doyle and Don Money each miscued for the Phils, and Richie Hebner 1 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And that is it for that. So we're going to go ahead and autoplay the rest of the games for 6 April, because again, the idea is to really do the get to the legacy mode. All right, it'll be the Dodgers against the Astros. Dodgers 0-1 to start the season. Astros 1-0. Osteen versus Wilson, and here we go. And looks like, let's take a look at the box score here. This one, Houston edging the Dodgers 7-6. So Houston goes to 2-0. Let's have a look. Let's look in here. Houston 7 runs, 14 hits, 1 error. For the Dodgers, 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Brewer takes the loss. Bob Forsch gets the win. Let me see what I got here. Wes Parker went 2 for 4, 3 RBI. Dennis Menke, 3 for 5, 2 RBI. Roger Metzger went perfect, 4 for 4. How about it? How about it? Who was MVP of this game? Dennis Menke. All right. Awesome stuff. 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th. How about it? Yeah, let's look at that again. I need to look at the box. I need to look at line scores more closely. So Houston fought back and walked it off. So let's actually see what happened in that inning. Let's see who did the magic here. So Houston. So it was Dennis Menke that scored the toy cannon, Jimmy Wynn. So there you go. All right, next game, the New York Yankees and Boston Red Sox home opener for the Boston Red Sox. Bonson versus Culp. And this one goes to the Yankees, 7-2. Bonson with the win, Culp with the loss. Roy White goes 3 for 4 with 2 doubles. Next one, the Montreal Expos and the New York Mets. Morton versus Tom Terrific. All right, and this is a 10-inning. Frizella gets the win. Raymond takes the loss of the Mets. Do this. Ken Espermonte goes 2 for 3. Let's look at the box score. Love me those close games. So New York does it in the bottom of the 10th. 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error, and no runs, 3 hits, no errors from Montreal. I kind of wish we would have broadcasted this one. All right, done. Milwaukee, Minnesota. Patton versus Perry. And Minnesota downs Milwaukee 9-5. Williams with the win, Patton with the loss. Briggs goes 3 for 3 with 3 home runs. Whoa. How about that? How about that? There he is. I'd be smiling too. And look, he's wearing his Phillies livery. 3 home runs, man. So let's see. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 home runs in this game. So Johnny Briggs doing it up. So hits a home run in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th, and 1 in the 6th. So touch them all, Johnny Briggs, and a losing cause, unfortunately. Minnesota able to wrap out 15 hits. So that was a slobber knocker, as our Red Sox fan would call it. San Francisco Giants versus the San Diego Padres. This would be a good game to broadcast, actually. Juan Marichal, Tom Phoebus, but we're going to autoplay it. San Diego takes us from San Francisco 6-1. Phoebus gets the win. Marichal with the loss. Bobby Bonds 2 for 3 with a home run. Finally, the Royals and the Angels. Drago versus White. And the Angels edge the Royals 4-3. Reynolds with the win, Drago with the loss, and Oliver 1 for 3 with a home run. And we go to April 7th, and we are done with Action PC Baseball for the night. Just looking for any sort of kind of good. Oh, Tommy John, Catfish Hunter, White Sox A's. That looks like a good one to play. So does Don Sutton and Don Blasingame, right? It's Don, or is it Wade Blasingame? Wade Blasingame, I'm sorry. So Dodgers Houston looks pretty good. Cardinals Cubs, just for the rivalry. Carlton versus Hands. Pretty nice matchup. Oh, it's a doubleheader, by the way, for Chicago and Oakland. So Johnson versus Fingers in game number 2. Perry versus Kirby. There's all kinds of good lineups here. So we're going to leave it go at that for right now as we head toward, at least we're done with this part of Action PC Baseball. So I'm here because you told me better stay off Beatles channel. What? No, of course, stay here, of course. No, it's all right. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good, guys. All right. So it's all good. It's all right. Okay. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. All right. All right. So here we are. So what is the deal here? You guys are talking some 19th century baseball. I don't know. It's early. What do we do here, man? What do we do? I get so focused in here and stuff like that. So, but having fun. Anybody wants to come on mic and talk some baseball or whatever, we can do that. Can call another game, or you can just say Beatles. Just get the flock out of here. Whichever. I don't know, but a very happy New Year to all, to all, and I truly, truly do hope. Okay, so Clinton's going to get some sleep. Takes priority over everyone. Well, smart man. All right, Clinton, thank you for coming in, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Where's Ken Castro? Did he fall asleep? Did he fall asleep? Because so we got us a good series going. Paul says, but all right. Hey, I well, Paul, I mean, I tried to iron things out. I thought you guys were cool, but I mean, I get it, man. I wish you wouldn't go that route. I really do. But I mean, families, sometimes this happens. So we'll talk. We'll talk. We got to talk. All right. We'll talk. Try to get things, I don't know, but I will. I will take care. All right. Well, not sure what anybody wants to do. So, I'm gonna play another game of baseball. Dice with Death, by the way. This is a great game, and and people should buy this game. No, it's not baseball, but it is a great game nonetheless. Let's go ahead and shut down Action PC Baseball and play another. Unless somebody wants to play, would you guys want to see like some Strat Max or Apago, or should we do another digital game? Yes, I've been busy in the Steam sale. It's almost embarrassing. But if you play Grim Dawn, good news for Grim Dawn. Next update, ooh, pretty cool. All right, so we'll wait, see what people want to do. If I don't hear anything, maybe we'll just sign off. As Al or anybody on? Let me see. Or Legends, if Legends is on. Let me check the YouTube ism. And who's broadcasting? Nobody else is doing any baseball, man. What is happening to this community, man? There was a time when you couldn't turn one way or t'other without seeing some baseball on a New Year's Eve. But there we go. All right. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Yeah. All right. Well, just some closing thoughts then for baseball in 2025, at least as concerns um, different games and stuff like that. So, Action PC Baseball introducing major changes. This is a major update for it this year. Legacy mode, the manual entry mode, revamping of the scoreboard is in there now. General manager and manager all on one screen. Really nice. 1912 series tomorrow. You name the time, cousin, and I will be there. So you're Smoky Joe Wood, and I've got to start my number 4 guy. This is so bad. So, guys, what I accidentally did, I really, he doesn't believe me. I started Marquard twice, which was, that was very bad of me, I guess. I guess if I would have done it better, I should have done Mathewson both times. But anyhow, 2 games to 1 lead. We got us a good series. Ken playing aggressive baseball as I would expect him to. Yep, 1912. I'll just look for you, cuz. So, and we'll do it. We'll do it. It'll be fun. We do it tomorrow evening, tomorrow afternoon, whatever. I am off work tomorrow. So you want me to start Jeff Tesreau? Okay. I will start Jeff Tesreau. I have no trouble with that. Didn't I start Tesreau already? Or didn't he? No, I brought him in a relief in game 3, the game you won. I think I brought Tesreau in relief, if memory serves. Now we're talking about dead ball baseball, and I'm going to do a dead ball game. That's it. I'm playing a dead ball game here in Isle Park 26. So, yeah, that's it. I haven't done dead ball baseball except for our 1912 series. It's been a while since we've done any dead ball baseball. So we're going to do some dead ball baseball, I think. If I have a dead ball season installed, and if not, I'll install one. All right. Barbara says she would love to see a dead ball game. Well, that's it. We're definitely doing a dead ball game now. Do I have any dead ball set up? So we have classic teams from 1900s and 1910s. We could do that one. This is one of the Mike Garland ones. Let's have a visit with that one. I haven't messed with these in a while. So one of the great additions were in Action PC 25. Not sure how to work in Action PC 26. Is the way that Mike broke down teams into decades. So we are, yep, we're going to play some dead ball baseball if I have everything set up properly. It looks like I don't actually. Let me see. Let me look around here. If not, it's easy to set up a season in Alva Park baseball. But let me see. Yeah, see, I didn't change anybody's logos, but I guess that does that really matter? Do we really care? I don't know. I'll tell you what. Let's play an exhibition game. I think, but I want to see. Did I? If I didn't do the parks, oh yeah, I did. Okay, looks like I did. Looks like I did. Yeah, looks like I did, man. All right, cool. Although, why are we in Comiskey Park? Where are the Braves playing? Damn it! Just want to make sure everything's in here because you got to do it right when you're doing. We're South End grounds. Ooh. All right, let's try it. Let's see. Let us play an exhibition game. Let's play an exhibition game. All right, so here are the teams: the 1914 Braves, 15 Red Sox, the 1916 Robins, the 1907 Cubs. I would have chosen the 1906 Cubs, but that's all right. 1917 White Sox, the 1919 Reds, 1906 Naps, the '08 Tigers, the '04 Highlanders, the 1905 Giants, the 1910 A's, the 1915 Philadelphia Phillies, the 1909 Pirates. I would have chosen, believe it or not, even though they were world champions, I would have chosen either 1902 or 1909. The 1901 Cardinals and the 1908 Browns, the 1913 Senators. Let's do an American League game. And because we got to see Walter Johnson pitch, let's do the 1913 Senators against the 1915 Red Sox. I like this. I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to have the Red Sox be the visiting team, and the Senators the home team. All right, perfect. Oh, this is nice. So again, I didn't set up the logos, all the logos yet, and everything like this, but we're going to have some fun. We're going to be at Griffith Stadium. 13 Senators. Yeah, they're a hell of a team, huh? The one feature that you learned very quickly about the park is the backup feature. Really? Wow. Yeah, because yeah, really, it's important stuff. Important stuff. Let me see. Do we have? We're going to do the park pick for all these camera angles. Okay, and make sure we don't have any idiocy here as far as like designated hitter and stuff like that. Good God, we'll not have that. Not that madness. Not in the uh, not in the dead ball era. Okay, so these are a collection of great teams from the dead ball era. Let's look at the 1915 Boston Red Sox. Leading off in center field, the Gray Eagle, Tris Speaker, batting second in right field, Hall of Famer Harry Hooper. Batting third at first base, Del Gaynor. Batting cleanup in the hot corner, Larry Gardner. Batting fifth in left field, Duffy Lewis. Batting sixth behind the dish, Bill Kerrigan. Batting seventh at second base, Blackjack Berry. Batting eighth at shortstop, Everett Scott. And pitching and batting ninth, Dutch Leonard for the hometown Washington Senators. Leading off in right field, Danny Moeller. Batting second at second base, Frank Laporte. Batting third in center field, Clyde Milan. Batting fourth, the infamous Chick Gandil. Batting fifth to third base, Eddie Foster. Batting sixth in left field, Howie Shanks. A lot of people in the community know Howie Shanks. Batting seventh and catching, Eddie Ainsmith. Batting eighth at short, George McBride. And batting ninth, the greatest pitcher in the game of baseball, Walter Johnson. Let's go to the ballpark. So Ken said that he's played the 1913 Senators a bunch, and here we are. So, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Starting defense here for these Washington Senators in left field, Howie Shanks, and center Clyde Milan. I do like to show their faces. You know, these men should be remembered. In right field, Danny Moeller. At first base, Chick Gandil. He's a rough looking dude, wasn't he? At second base, Frank Laporte. And I use the Italian pronunciation. I know it's probably Laporte. You know, if he's French, it's Laporte, but I'm so used to saying the Italian way. George McBride at short, Eddie Foster at third, Eddie Ainsmith will be catching, and the big train on the mound. So Walter Johnson, just an insane. Look, we're looking. Let's look at these real life stats here just to get a sense of this. It's just the greatness of Walter Johnson. In 1913, 36 wins, 7 losses, 2 saves, an ERA of 1.14, worked 346 innings, struck out 243, averaged 6.3 strikeouts per game. Um, um, just an ERA plus. So remember that ERA plus stat is 100. His ERA plus in 1913 was 350, and this is a man who showed consistent dominance pitching for really a weak team. But I mean, you look at this, just he's the GOAT, baby. He is the GOAT. All right, let's do it. Clyde Milan can run. Brad Church, he says, how about a big happy new year for the Dr. Beatles? I love that name, Dr. Beatles. Thank you, Brad. Happy new year to you, brother. I hope you're doing well. And in 2026, as we're 1 hour and 22 minutes into it. Huh? How about it? So here we go, guys. 1 second. Dead ball game by request by Barbara. So there you go. All right, here's the Gray Eagle exhibition game here. And whoa, goodness gracious, there we go. Warp speed around Griffith Stadium. The park courtesy of Mike Silva. And Johnson winds and deals. Speaker cuts on this ball, and this one popped toward shallow part of the infield at third base. And Foster on the move makes the grab. One up, one down. And here is Harry Hooper. Walter Johnson brings it home to Hooper. First pitch swinging. Hooper cuts on a hard ground ball to first. And up with that ball is Chick Gando, and he'll feed it on to Walter Johnson covering for the 3-1 put-up. So 2 up, 2 down for the Boston Red Sox of 1915 here in the top of the first. Brings up Del Gaynor. All right. What's the big drain going to throw? A fastball or a fastball? Here's the pitch. Gaynor swings on this one. Little grounder out there to second base. No problem. We'll call him Laporte just for whatever. And that's the 6-4. And the side goes in order. We go to the bottom of the first. The Red Sox nothing, and the Washington Senators of 1913 coming to bat. Starting defense for the Red Sox in left field, Duffy Lewis, in center, Tris Speaker, and a right, Harry Hooper. This is a tough team, man. Del Gaynor at first, Blackjack Berry at second, Everett Scott at short, Larry Gardner at third, Bill Kerrigan behind the dish, and on the mound, Dutch Leonard. All right. Danny Moeller will lead things off here for Washington. 3-1 pitch. Moeller ahead in the count, and Moeller's going to look at ball 4 inside. So here we go. The Senators with the first base runner in the game, and it brings up Frank Laporte. Here's the pitch, and there goes the runner. So again, dead ball baseball, a lot more aggressive. So Laporte gets a sacrifice fly down as Kerrigan pounces out, makes the play. Score that one 2-3, and Danny Moeller will move into scoring position. And it brings up Clyde Milan. And as already noted, Milan could fly. Indeed, he could. Leonard brings it. Milan swings. This one popped way up on the infield. This one's going to bring a little bit of snow as it comes down. And Larry Gardner will make the catch over there on the left side of the diamond. So 2 down. And here is Chick Gandil. The pitch. Gandil swings. Hard ground ball to short. And Gandil, they're going to get him about by 3.5 leagues. So Gandil is gone. Washington wastes a hit, leaves a runner in scoring position. We go to the top of the second. No score here at Griffith Stadium, Washington, D.C., 1913. All right, Larry Gardner will lead things off here for the Boston Red Sox, followed by Duffy Lewis and Bill Kerrigan. The hardcores are in here now. This is dead ball baseball at 1:28 a.m., and you got to be hardcore if you're watching dead ball at this time of night, and I love it. The big train radio. Tessier Ashpost says, "Hey, Beatles," he says, "just got in from your midnight revelries. Good for you, man. Good for you. Appreciate the stream to wind down to. The eternal optimist in me wishes everyone a happy new year." And back at you, Tessier Ashpost. And I'm glad you made good decisions and you are home safe, brother. All right. Lefty Gardner in the box. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Gardner swings. Good contact on this. And this is going to be a nice little sinking liner into right. First hit of the ball game achieved by the Boston Red Sox. So Gardner stayed with that pitch, and Johnson, and as Ty Cobb remarked, how you got to hit on Johnson. You crowded the plate and you poked it. He said if you tried to swing hard against Johnson, you were dead. All right, here's Duffy Lewis. I mean, the man has a cliff named after him. You got to love that. Here's the pitch. Runner goes, and hard throw down there. And are they going to get him? They will not. Larry Gardner is safe. So good strong peg there by Ainsmith, but Larry Gardner with the good lead just tore out of there. All right, back in the box now is Duffy Lewis. Count 0-2. Swinging him as strike 3, and the big train picks up his first K of the game. All right, here comes Bill Kerrigan. Bill Kerrigan and Tris Speaker, not friends. Bill Kerrigan, Irish Catholic. Tris Speaker, a reputed member of the Ku Klux Klan, but Kerrigan would eventually get the last laugh as Tris Speaker would eventually marry a nice Irish Catholic girl and would have to have gotten married in those days in the Catholic Church, and really softened. He was a rabid anti-Catholic, and the two couldn't stand each other. And it was for that reason. It was the old, yeah, transfer it from Ireland to America, and that's how it was in the dead ball. All right, and here is Kerrigan at the plate now. One down, Larry Gardner in scoring position for the 1915 Red Sox 2-1 pitch. Swung on, grounded to third. They're going to look the runner back, and so Foster comes in and makes the play. So a little short hop there at third. You got to remember, these old ballparks, they didn't have really good groundkeepers or anything like that. So what to us would look like, so what our first game, we had AstroTurf. This, you're going to have stones, weeds, mud around the plate, whatever. These, I one thing I'd love to see out of the park do, as Barbara wishes Tessie Ashpool a happy new year. Yup. Um, is I'd love, because you would see, like, I'd love to see through the season, and I don't know. I mean, whether this could be something, not certainly that Mike could, that'd be like a Herculean effort. But if there was a way they could build into the game engine for these old ballparks, that you would start to see the wear and tear on the field as the season progresses, or even in any sort of thing, right? Like during the game, where you kind of see kind of the chalk, and hopefully someday umpires will come in, because I would love, wouldn't you guys? Would you love to see the home plate umpire coming out and brushing off home? Right, you got to love it. But that being said, I think this is it's such a great baseball game. All right, here is Blackjack Barry. Count 0-1. Barry swings hard liner to first, but Chick Gandal's got it, and that is it. Boston leaves one in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the second. No score. Welcome to dead ball. All right. Eddie Fisher here, or Eddie Foster. I'm sorry, Eddie Foster. Where am I seeing Eddie Fisher? Eddie Fisher was a singer, was he not? So Foster, Shanks, and Ainsmith due up for the Senators. Dutch Leonard with a walk thus far. Count full on Eddie Foster. Foster cuts on this one, bounding ball to third, gloved by Larry Gardner, and the throw across the diamond. And good job, good stretch there by Del Gaynor at first. So one away. Howie Shanks, who had a name leagued after him here in YouTube land. Count full on Shanks. Here's the pitch. Shanks looks inside and tight. So the screwball coming from Dutch Leonard misses its mark, and a base runner for the Senators. And Shanks has speed. Here's the catcher, Eddie Ainsmith now. 3-0 pitch. The runner does not go. Ainsmith gets walked 4 on 4 straight. So 2 on for Washington, and here comes George McBride. The pitch, and the throw to third, and not going to get him. Howie Shanks, double steal. There we go. Ainsmith takes second on the play. Both runners off with the pitch. Again, the aggressiveness. Play ball. David Vega. Wow. David Vega, thank you for coming in, man. So David Vega is a regular in RGO Network. So David, welcome in, man. I've seen you so many times in RGO Network. We said hello a few times and stuff like that. So thanks, man. And he's like channeling his inner right from Ham from Sandlot. Play ball. Love it. So welcome in, David. Enjoy yourself, and Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year to you. All right, McBride back in the box, and the Senators looking to get something going here. 2 in scoring position, 1 down. And Shanks just got such a great job. A great jump off of Bill Kerrigan. Has a hell of an arm back there behind the dish. Here's the pitch from the stretch, and swung on. Fly ball at the left. This should be deep enough to score the runner. And indeed it is, as Howie Shanks will come in. And just like that, the Washington Senators get their first run, and they have yet to get a hit. All right, bottom of the second, 2 away, and brings up Walter Johnson. And we're going to show his stats again, only because it's important to note that Walter Johnson was a pretty good hitting pitcher. He really, really was. A 235 lifetime average for the Big Train as a hitter. His best, let's see, his career high here, career highs. So we're not going to have those yet. So, but so 235 all the way down the line, but just a good hitter, a really good hitting pitcher. So we'll see. And I've seen Johnson crank a few out in a few good baseball sims. See what happens here. Dutch Leonard deals to the big train, and after all that hullabaloo, Walter Johnson goes down swinging. So that retires the side, but the Washington Senators pick up a run um, by virtue of some aggressive base stealing. We go to the top of the third inning, 1-0 Washington. All right. And David says, it's nice to be here. All right. Well, as I say, welcome to the family, man. This is more of a family than a channel. So certainly glad to have you here, David. I don't do stadium barfs or anything like that. That's Robert's jam and his trademark, and I love it. So, all right. Everett Scott, Dutch Leonard, and Tris Speaker do up the 8-9-1 for the 1915 Boston Red Sox. Everett Scott, of course, could could be called the one of the Iron Men of dead ball baseball. So before Lou Gehrig, yeah. 1-2 pitch on the way from the big train, and Scott, little soft tapper to second, and a little bit of hesitation there by Laporte, but able to stay with the ball and fire on to first. Score that one 4-3, 1 up, 1 down. And here's the pitcher now, Dutch Leonard. 2-2 pitch. We're just moving this along. No, not worrying about stats too much, except that the big train just takes out Mr. Leonard. 2 strikeouts now for the big train. We go back to the top of the order, and the Gray Eagle, Tris Speaker, would play center field basically just behind second base. Incredible range. And first pitch swinging by Speaker. And this one all the way down the line to right, and Speaker going for 2, and he will be in there standing 2-out double for Tris Speaker, and that will be the second hit of the game for the 1915 Boston Red Sox. And here's Harry Hooper, nothing for 1. Count full on Hooper, and Hooper looks at one off the plate, ball 4. So working the walk from Walter Johnson. As I've mentioned before, although there hasn't been a hit batsman, Walter Johnson leads all Hall of Fame pitchers in hit batsmen. So always love that. AP, welcome in, man. Happy New Year, dude. Happy. So happy, joy, like Ren and Stimpy. Is that it? All right. And here's the pitch to Del Gaynor. 2 on, 2 out. And look at this one. Slashed into right field, base hit. And the throw home and the tag. They got him. Did they get him? Oh, my goodness. Scandal with the cut, the tag, the slide. They do get him. But no, the run does score. RBI single as they nail the runner third. We're going to look at that because a lot happened there. But the Boston Red Sox able to tie things up. Let's look at it just a regular play-by-play as opposed to the super stats one, because that's good for home runs, but for everything else, it's weird. Yeah. So here we go, baby. So there we go. That one, a hard hit grounder into right. The throw home was not in time. Okay, so there we go. Yep. All right, good stuff. Now we know what went on there. Good thing. So Del Gaynor picks up the RBI single, and Boston ties it up. Bottom of the third inning, and we're back at the top of the order for the Senators. Danny Muller, Frank Laporte, and Clyde Milan do it for the 1913 Senators. Dutch Leonard now has walked 3, struck out 1. 1-1 pitch on the way now. And this one cut on. Danny Muller's going to have a line drive base hit into right. First hit for the Washington Senators. The Washington faithful happy about that. All right, here's Frank Laporte. Laporte last time, I do believe, drew a walk. And there goes the runner. Laporte gets the bunt down. The only play will be to first. So beautiful job there. Gaynor had nowhere to go. Fires it on to Blackjack Berry, covering on the play. And Danny Muller in scoring position. And here is Clyde Milan. He is nothing for 1. And there goes the runner again. And this time they got him dead to right. Danny Moeller is gunned down by Bill Kerrigan. So, but you can't fault the Washington Senators for trying. This was the hallmark of dead ball baseball: risk, speed. All right, Milan back in the box. 2 out and nobody on. The 0-1 pitch now to Milan. Milan swings, tapper to third. Should be an easy play there, and it is for Larry Gardner. He always makes it look easy. So inning over, the Red Sox faced the minimum, even though they did allow a base runner. And we head to the top of the fourth inning. We are knotted at one. Be Larry Gardner, Duffy Lewis, Bill Kerrigan due up for the Scarlet Hose. The big train with 2 strikeouts and a walk. Exhibition game means nothing here. 2-2 pitch. Gardner swing and a miss. And that will be strikeout number 3 as Jocko Conlon says, "You're out of there, my bio. You'll be back having a seat now, won't you? And here's Duffy Lewis. When you got a cliff named after you, you're not a wanker at all." Anyhow, Duffy Lewis is nothing for one. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Here comes the big train now. He is on track. And Lewis chasing on that one. So 4 strikeouts now recorded by the big train. As Bill Kerrigan steps in, he is nothing for one. 0-1 pitch on the way to Kerrigan. Swung on and blooper to second. And Laporte will grab it. 3 up, 3 down for the Boston Red Sox. And we head to the bottom of the fourth inning here in Griffith Stadium. 1913 exhibition game. The Boston Red Sox, Washington Senators, knotted at 1. The accent that I keep it down there and all that kind of stuff. Sometime I should do a game in Italian. Wouldn't that be wild? All right, here's Chick Gandil. Gandil, Foster, and Shanks due up for Washington. Dutch Leonard ready to work. 1-0 pitch to Gandil. And here it comes. Grounded out to short his last time up. And Chick's going to ground out to the pitcher as Leonard. Oh, that was a low throw, but nice play there to keep that ball from going anywhere. So a little heart stopper there. 1 away. And here's Eddie Foster. He is nothing for one. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and little bloop single into center field. So the Red Sox or the Senators picking up hit number 3, I believe. There we go. Hit number 2. Foster's got wheels. Here's Howie Shanks. And the runner goes, throw down, and the tag. And that's it. Jack Barry with the tag. So Kerrigan is going to get more runners than are going to get past him. So there's just 1 steal against Kerrigan today, but notoriously tough to steal on, he was. All right, Shanks now batting with the bases empty. 2 down and the 2-0 count. Walked his last time up. Shanks is going to send this out into shallow left. Is it no man's land? It is not, as Everett Scott goes out on the grass and retrieves it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on. And we go to the top of the 5th inning here. Boston and Washington are tied. Walter Johnson will face Blackjack Berry, Everett Scott, and Dutch Leonard. Blackjack today 0 for 1. The pitch by Johnson. And Berry swings and see that good old dirt infield slowed that one down. McBride with a nice play. Fires on to first to retire Blackjack Berry. Score that one 6-3 for Everett Scott. He is nothing for 1 today. Just 5 hits between these 2 teams. Clean game thus far in dead ball terms, though. No errors. Everett Scott swings, and this is going to be a close play at first. No, they got him, actually. Good play. Good pick there by George McBride. So able to get a good kind of just whip-like throw over there to Chick Gandil for out number 2. I thought that was going to be closer than it was. All right, Dutch Leonard. He is nothing for 1. The 0-1 pitch. Leonard swings. Tapper to third. This should retire the side. Long throw across the diamond. And Foster will get it, and that is the end of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. We are still tied at 1 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. And we'll have Eddie Ainsmith, George McBride, and Walter Johnson due up for the Senators. 0-1 pitch to Ainsmith. Ainsmith swings, hard hit ground ball past third into left field. And Ainsmith thought about 2, but he's going to hold because he remembered that he was a catcher. All right. as Barbara says, let's go Sox. All right. Here's George McBride. George McBride with an RBI in this game, so that came back in the second inning. Washington getting a run without a hit. Here is the pitch. And we got us a hit batsman. So McBride tries to get out of the way, but he gets the little plunk job there. Just a little curveball by Dutch Leonard. So McBride will just smile and go down to first, spit a few bits of backy on his way. And here is the big train. He is nothing for one. 2 on, nobody out. Boston looking to turn 2 here. 1-1 pitch. And Kiss playing in 1913 as Johnson gets a line drive, soft line drive base hit into right field. And Harry Hooper getting to that ball. Eddie Ainsmith had to wait to see. So if Hooper gets that ball, great range and a great arm, Hooper's going to gun you down dead. This Red Sox outfield, especially center and right field, absolutely superb, but good arms all the way around. So Eddie Ainsmith, discretion is the better part of valor. And the Washington Senators have him loaded up. Ainsmith at third, McBride trailing him at second, and Walter Johnson at first. Fourth hit for the Washington Senators now as leadoff man Danny Moeller stands in there. Moeller not in a bunt situation, although one never knows, does one? 2-2 pitch. And Moeller swings. Hard hit ground ball to short. Will they turn to the throw to the plate? The slide, the tag. Did they get 2? Did they get any? Ainsmith is out at home. So they do get the lead runner. But I was thinking maybe suicide squeeze there. All right, here's Frank Laporte now. Base is still sold out with Senators. Here's the pitch to Laporte. Sacrifice bunt his last time, grounded to short, and they're going to turn 2, and that will stymie the efforts of the Washington Senators. They leave the bases sold out. They leave 2. They're not sold out. They leave 2. We go to the top of the 6th. Still 1-1. Oof. But again, by dead ball standards, we're waiting for that first error. Back at the top of the order now, Speaker Harry Hooper, Del Gaynor due up as we move along quickly. 2-2 pitch. Speaker doubled his last time up and driven to left, but not deep enough. And Howie Shanks will go back about 5 paces and make the catch. A little quick step out there as Harry Hooper in the box. Hooper nothing for 1. Behind in the count, 2-1. Hooper swings, and this one just over second and into center field for a base hit. So Hooper will take it any way he can aboard there, and Hooper with some pretty good speed. Here's Del Gaynor. Gaynor is 1 for 2 with a run batted in. The 1-0 pitch, and there goes Harry Hooper. The throw down will not be in time by Eddie Ainsmith, and Hooper will pick up a stolen base. So runner in scoring position for the Scarlet Hose. The Royal Rooters are down here in Washington in force with Michael McGreevy leading the way. Del Gaynor back in the box, and 2-1 pitch to Gaynor. Gaynor swings, grounder to third. They look the runner back to throw across the diamond by Foster, and Gaynor is out number 2. All right, here's Larry Gardner now. He's 1 for 2 in the contest. 2-1 is the count, and he's going to dump that into left. Base hit. That should score the run. The throw home. Didn't even have to slide as the throw goes off the line. And Larry Gardner picks up the RBI single, and the Boston Red Sox leading here in the top of the 6th, 2-1. The speedy Gardner on at first, and here's Duffy Lewis, who's nothing for 2. Here's the 0-1 pitch. The runner goes to throw down, and they got him dead to rights, baby. Eddie Ainsmith with a good fastball going down there. So side retired, but one more for the Boston Red Sox. They lead 2-1. As we go to the home half of the 6th inning here, and Griffith. This is one of the decade sets by Mike Garland that was made for Out of the Park 25, but seems to be working well, and Out of the Park 26. So we miss Mike coming around, and if he catches this at some time, Happy New Year, brother. Hope to get you on here again and talk. And now as we get into January and beta testing, we'll be starting for Out of the Park Baseball 27, due out in about 2 months. All right, it'd be Milan, Gandil, and Foster due up. Dutch Leonard 1-1 pitch to Clyde Milan. Milan swings, hard hit ground ball to third. Taken on a good bounce, but a kind of a low throw there. But Larry Gardner with a hard throw, but Del Gaynor, good job there at first to stay with that ball. 1 up, 1 down for Chick Gandil. Gandil nothing for 2, and you can bet on it. Here's the pitch. Gandil swings, line drive into left field, base hit. So here we go. Washington picks up its 5th safety. 2-5-0 for Boston, 1-5-0 for the Senators, as Eddie Foster in the box, 1 for 2. And there he goes. And Gandil is thrown out by Bill Kerrigan. So that erases the runner. Now Eddie Foster's got to try to make something happen all by his lonesome. 0-2 pitch to Foster. Foster swings, and this one in the alley, going all the way to the wall, and the caught stealing has got to hurt now. Joe Cantillon saying, shouldn't have sent the runner. But there we go. So Foster picks up a 2-out double, brings up Howie Shanks, nothing for 1. Count 1 and 2 on Shanks. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Grab some pine there, rookie. Don't know if he was a rookie that year. I don't think he was, but sounds fun, doesn't it? So Washington leaves 1 in scoring position. Let's go to the top of the 7th inning. Boston leads Washington 2-1. Walter Johnson will face Duffy Lewis, Bill Kerrigan, and Blackjack Berry. We'll be returning as we get into the Michael McGreevy League to our highlighting a player and doing a sort of mini bio on him, courtesy of the Biographical Encyclopedia of Baseball from the editors of Total Baseball. So we'll be doing that again in the McGreevy League. A lot of people liked when we used to do that here, so we'll do that again. All right, Duffy Lewis, nothing for 2. Count, no balls, 2 strikes. The big train's pitch catches the outside corner. Beautiful fastball there by Walter Johnson. Hang up K number 5 for him. Bill Kerrigan now has done a great job knocking down runners left and right today. Count full on Kerrigan, and perfect grounder out there to second. Laporte's going to make that 4-3 play look really easy. So 2 down now. Blackjack Berry, nothing for 2. And here's the pitch. Berry swings on the first pitch, sinking liner to left, but not sinking enough. Howie Shanks will make the catch out there. 3 up, 3 down for the Boston Red Sox. We are in the middle of the 7th inning. Can you believe it? In this unplanned doubleheader, 2-1 Boston. Nathaniel, how are you doing, brother? It has been far too long since you've been in here. How are things going? You have, last we heard, you had 2 jobs and new place and everything. Hope all is well going for you, buddy. Next time you're in here, I promise you a Brewers game. How's that? And I hope 2026 will treat you even more kindly than 2025, my friend. Yeah? All right. And Barbara doing the hellos and all that. All right. Always good stuff. Bottom of the 7th now. Eddie Ainsworth, Georgia McBride, and Walter Johnson due up here. So Dutch Leonard now with 3 walks and 2 Ks on the game. Ainsmith, as we said, 1 for 1. Not this time. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Dutch Leonard now even in walks and strikeouts at 3 apiece. And here comes number 8 hitter George McBride, RBI in this game. Was plunked his last time up. McBride swings. This one pop fly out toward center field, and Trispeaker will make the call and the catch. 2 up, 2 down for the big train, who is 1 for 2. The pitch. Base hit his last time up. And Walter Johnson sends this one out to right field, but out there, Harry Hooper had him played perfectly. That ends the 7th for the Washington Senators, and the Red Sox holding on to a 2-1 lead. Good ball game I think we have here as Everett Scott, Dutch Leonard, and Trispeaker will grace us with their presence at the plate. You're very welcome, Nathaniel. Johnson deals now to Everett Scott. Count full, swing and a miss. And there is that fastball again. Johnson getting him to chase, just relentless, according to his contemporaries. So strikeout number 6 for the big trade. And this is typical. So we are doing this, and again, teams from 2 different seasons and everything, but this is a kind of a typical Walter Johnson start. Maybe a few more strikeouts, but um, Johnson keeping the Senators in the ball game, striking out 6, giving up just 1 walk, scatters 5 hits over these innings. But again, he's behind 2-1. But one of the things Walter Johnson can do was he could keep these guys, and again, never really. I mean, this 1913 Senator squad. Even though the 1924 Senators win the World Series, and they go to the World Series in 25 and lose to the Pirates, these 1913 Senators, arguably maybe the best Senators, certainly the best Senators team of the dead ball era. But Johnson never had a lot to work with, and so I think it's really fun to watch how this is playing out thus far. The jobs are all nonprofits, nice. So it's always good when you can get something that's meaningful. I'm interviewing for something that's rather not nonprofit next week. Interviewing to be a casino dealer. We'll see how that works out. So, not they can hire me for something. I don't know. I'll tell them I've watched casino. I know how to deal the games and stuff, but you still got to go to dealer school. So I got to go back to school and learn to be a dealer and a croupier and all that. So probably be starting blackjack. They can wait craps. I know how to play like basic street craps, but craps. Oh my god! Field bet. Don't pass line. Pass line. Blah 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 blah. Oh my god! I know about making the point and hope you don't roll a 7 and stuff like that. But whew, crazy game is craps, isn't it? Fun though. All right, 0 for 2 for Dutch Leonard. So I do wish if everybody just sends some good luck my way, I could use some. 1-1 pitch. And this one, routine grounder by Dutch Leonard to second. Laporte has it over to Gandil. Score that in 4-3 and 2 down. You make bank being a casino dealer. Yeah. So that is true. You can make good money. So depending upon how they do their still even this casino, it's I'll be making what I'm making at FedEx, on an average night. So pretty happy about that. But what I've got to remember is, right. So if I pick up a deck of cards or a coin or whatever, my hands automatically think of doing sleight of hand, and I cannot do that if I'm dealing. I have to remind myself, you're not doing magic. You're a dealer. So I have to be really careful of that. I'm afraid I'm going to screw up some night and give the cards a one-handed cut, and I'll get fired like on the spot for that. So do got to be careful of that if I get that job. If not, I'll get some damn job at the casino. We'll see. Maybe who knows? But I really would love to be a dealer. I think it'd be a lot of fun. High pressure, but a lot of fun. All right. 2 down for the Gray Eagle. We're back to the top of the order. Facts. Absolutely, brother. Count full to the Gray Eagle. And look at this one. Liner to short. And this one a hard liner to short. But McBride has it for the final out. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Boston and Washington. 2-1 in Boston's favor. So you just order Casino in 4K. I just watched that movie the other night. I love that movie. Love that movie. It holds a very dubious record for dropping the F-bomb, the most frequency of dropping the F-bomb, Casino. So a little bit of trivia for you there. Joe Pesci having that, some might say a dubious honor. I think it's great. It's funny when you see mob movies on regular television, right? And they bloop them out. I'm telling you, growing up around these guys, they don't say flippin' and freaking, right? I mean, these guys, they're killers. They're not going to be worrying too much about their their lexicon, because who's gonna argue with these guys, right? Oh my! All right. A role I loved by Joe Pesci, and it was a very small role, was in A Bronx Tale. So he's Carmine in A Bronx Tale. Just has a few lines. Very very small role in there, but you just you just got this sense, right? Because I mean, obviously he's a boss in that movie, and you see him once at the beginning, which kind of sets up the plot of the movie or one of the plots. But then at the end, sorry if it's a spoiler, but it's just a few lines, but it's the way Pesci carries himself in A Bronx Tale that you just believe he's a don, he's a boss, right? He's a capo. Bronx Tale is one of the most underrated movies ever made. Robert De Niro's directorial debut, and a fantastic. Sadly, though, the irony of that movie, how about it, right? We know about the movie's main character, and what happened to him. Obviously, didn't learn from the movie. So, great movie, Bronx Tale. Love it. Love the music, and not just because there's a Beatles song in it. Yeah, required watching. Exactly, Nathaniel. Required watching. We're gonna do. We can do it in Discord. Some night we're gonna have a gangster movie gathering in Discord, and maybe we'll watch Bronx Tale. That would be a good one to do. All right, here we go. Bottom of the eighth inning. Danny Moeller, Frank Laporte, Clyde Milan. Nothing beats my Marlon Brando impression. Was I drunk one night when I did? I don't remember ever doing one. But thank you, Brad. Brad, you do a good Michael Corleone yourself, so good Al Pacino. Nice. A great movie night. Gangster movies, man. Gotta love it. Love gangster movies. All right. Ones with substance, though, I should say. Here's the pitch to Danny Moeller, grounded to short his last time up. Oh, great stop. Speaking of short, and diving stop by Everett Scott and able to make the peg to first. Wow. Great play by Everett Scott for one out. One night you did. You still remember. Awesome, Brad. I'm going to have to work on that again, man. So great to see you in here, Brad. It's been a couple times this week. Probably won't see you again for half a year, but it's always wonderful to have you in here, brother. All right. Frank Laporte batting with one down here. He's nothing for one. And grounded out to Everett Scott at short last time. And this time he's going to get into the outfield. Is this going to drop and be trouble? It will be. And going for two here is Frank Laporte. One out double here at the bottom of the eighth, and the tying run and scoring position for the Washington Senators. And that will bring up Clyde Milan now. Milan, nothing for three. Dutch Leonard deals the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swung on, liner to third. Gardner has it, and getting back quickly to second to avoid being doubled off is Frank Laporte. He was heading toward third with a vengeance. So 2 away, runner in scoring position. It's up to Chick Gandil to try to tie this up. When we go to the Boston ninth, it'll be the 2-3-4 hitters, Hooper, Gaynor, and Gardner. Reverse alphabetism there. The pitch to Gandil, grounder to third, and they're going to go to first. And Gardner with the good play. Side retired. We go to the top of the ninth. Boston leads 2-1. Walter Johnson needs to hold this nasty order. There's no real weakness in this Red Sox order going all the way up and down. And Walter Johnson doing a fine job here. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk through 8 innings of work. And still some gas in the tank for the big train. I think this defaults to default modern pitcher era, so I haven't changed anything in this yet. So 2-1 pitch on the way to Harry Hooper. And Harry Hooper, good wood on this one, and this is going to go all the way out there to the wall in center field. Harry Hooper will stop at second. Didn't quite make the wall, but that one clubbed hard. So double for Harry Hooper, and let's look at that on a Super Stats replay. 110 off the bat of Harry Hooper, and there she blows, matey. It's a good diving stop out there in center field by Clyde Milan. or Hooper easily. Actually, Hooper probably could have had an inside the park home run. Walter Johnson, a little bit of trouble now. Uh, One in scoring position, nobody out here in the top of the ninth, and brings up Del Gaynor, 1 for 3 with an RBI. 0-1 pitch, bounced out to Foster, third last time up, and Gaynor tries to bunt, and that's going to be in there for a strike. Count 0-2. Nathaniel says, isn't Beatles' favorite gangster movie the Tom Hanks acted? Road to Perdition is one of my favorites. Road to Perdition. The music's amazing in that movie. I thought Stanley Tucci was a little miscast as Frank Nitti, though. But overall, a fantastic movie. And Paul Newman, that I don't know if that was his last movie, but it was close to it, and just showed why he. De Niro and Pacino talked about it in an interview, and they said that Paul Newman was one of their great inspirations. And for Pacino and De Niro to say, we know Paul Newman, what a great actor. Um, it's so many scenes in that movie where um, you're seeing Tom Hanks, and you can see the obvious respect that he had for Paul, and Newman was just chewing the scenery, and it took a formidable actor like Tom Hanks to be able to kind of stay with Newman. But great movie, Road to Perdition. Yes, Smelly Wrestling Geek, welcome in, man. Happy New Year. He says Road to Perdition was awesome. Yes, it was. And of course, the big scene in the rainstorm. You guys know that scene. What That's amazing, right? Because Paul Newman is standing there. It's pouring. You know what's happening, and just I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen Road to Perdition, but just an incredible movie. Oh my god! So you thought Cars was his last movie? Okay, thank you, Nathaniel. I know Road to Perdition was toward the end, but Daniel Craig was very. Everybody was good in that movie. Daniel Craig was so good. Jude Law, a good job. Stanley Tucci, I'm not so sure of as Frank Nitti. If that was kind of the. But Frank Nitti was a dangerous dude, man. When you were Al Capone's, uh, right, kind of right hand man, consigliere, all that kind of stuff. Nitti was a badass, and Tucci made Nitti a little bit too cultured, I think. Not that Tucci was, or not that Frank Nitti, my understanding of Frank Nitti, not that he was this sort of barbarian, but Frank Nitti really scared people, and I just don't think Stanley Tucci was the right pick for that part. Other than that, what a fantastic movie. So Nathaniel, I already did quote you, but we'll pretend I didn't. How's that? All right. One on, nobody out. The count 1-2. Swing and a miss. So Walter Johnson comes with strikeout number 7. Del Gaynor thought he was going to be going to the deepest part of the yard there, and all he did was just displace a bunch of molecules. All right, one away. Here's Larry Gardner now. Gardner having a good day at the plate against Johnson, and the Senators 2 for 3 and a run batted in. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gardner swings, and this one based it up the middle. This could be the game winner for the Red Sox as the throw is cut off. Throw comes off the line, and the Red Sox uh, pick up another one. Larry Gardner with an RBI single moves to second on the play. It's now 3-1 Boston in the ninth. Washington will be sending Foster, Shanks, and Ainsmith the 5, 6, and 7 when we go to the home half of the ninth. All right, Duffy Lewis bats with a runner in scoring position, a 1 away. Maybe starting to see the chink in the armor of the great big train. The 1-1 pitch. And here's the throw down. The runner goes. Ainsmith guns, but not in time as Larry Gardner picks up the steal. So good aggressive tactics as you would expect from this era in baseball. From the stretch, 2-1 pitch. Popped up the chimney. And who's it going to be? And coming all the way in from second is Frank LaCourt. He will make the catch. 2 away. Walter Johnson with the dop of his cap to the Keystone Man as Bill Kerrigan in the plate. He has nothing in 3 attempts. 2-0 pitch. Kerrigan swings, base it up the middle. Fat lady warming up her pipes there. The Brutadonna, right? Right, Barbara? The Brutadonna. All right. So 2 down, a runner on, and 2 in for the Red Sox as Blackjack Berry strides to the plate, settles in, 0-1 pitch, and off goes the runner, throw down, and they got him. So they run themselves out of the inning, but the Red Sox do pick up 2. They lead 4-1. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Sweet Jesus, she says. All right. Eddie Foster, Howie Shanks, Eddie Ainsmith. Last chance here for the Washington Senators of 1913. 2-1 pitch in the non-existent organ. Double last time, and Foster's going to dump a base hit into left. So here we go. Washington looking to make things interesting here as Howie Shanks steps in the box. Nothing for 2. Foster with pretty good speed there, but Kerrigan's arm cutting down base runners today. Count full. And that's going to be a called strike 3 screwball there by Dutch Leonard. So he's picking up his 4th K. Here's Eddie Ainsmith, 1 for 2. Count full, and Eddie Ainsmith struck out his last time, and he's going to walk this time. So 2 on, and the tying run comes to the plate in the person of George McBride, who does have an RBI in this game, but has yet to notch a hit off of Dutch Leonard. All right, speed on the base paths. And the 1-1 pitch. McBride swings and fly ball. Oh, a little pop fly just out beyond short. Infield fly roll called as Everett Scott makes the catch. And we will have a pinch hitter for Walter Johnson, and it will be Rip Williams. And let's find out a little bit about Rip Williams. So played from 1911 to 1918. We don't really worry about home runs in the dead ball era, but he did have 23 triples, 51 doubles for him, and a lifetime average of 265. So his nickname was Buff. So Rip Buff Williams. So I guess old Buff was ripped, whatever. John DFW, good morning and happy New Year. Happy 2026. Feliz Año Nuevo. And all that fun stuff, huh? All right, 0-1 pitch. Williams swings. This should be the ball game. And little infield fly. And Larry Gardner has it. And that's it. The 1915 Red Sox in this exhibition game defeat the 1913 Senators 4-1. All right. Out of the park baseball, when you play an exhibition game, it doesn't give you any recap. So we'll just quickly... for the Red Sox, 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. For the Senators, 1 run, 8 hits, no errors. We had a pitcher's duel going for a little while. Dutch Leonard, 9 innings, 8 innings, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Walter Johnson tagged with the loss, 9 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, walked 1, struck out 7. Your player of the game is Dutch Leonard, and that's it. Thank you very much, Barbara. And thank you, everybody, for coming in. This was a lot of fun tonight. But I think that is it for me. And I think everybody's either drunk and passed out or sleeping or whatever. And as far as Paul and Clinton, I really wish you guys would let's just get in there and slug it out and get it fixed, man. God. John says his internet stopped working at midnight, so you thought you forgot to pay the bill. Oh man, that's a scary thought, isn't it? All right, what can I say? Love to everybody, you guys, everybody in this family. You guys are awesome, and thank you for making 2026 such a great beginning for me. I hope everybody stays well, and at some point tomorrow, cousin Ken and I will be playing Game 4 of our replay of the 1912 the World Series on Apago. So until then, very quickly, it's Bob through here. Happy New Year, John DFW, to Barbara, the Whirlwind. And we're going to give John DFW another Happy New Year just because of his cable issues, internet issues. Nathaniel, man, miss you around here. And Smelly Wrestling Geek, thanks, buddy. Brad Church coming in. Brad Church Esquire. Indeed, indeed, indeed. And we go back. This is the time when I have to start channeling the Chris Berman. AP joined us for a time. Thank you. David Vega, thank you so much for coming in, man. I think this is your first time here among the family, the familia. So thank you, man. Tessier Ashpole, brother, thank you for coming in. Really, really appreciate you. Cousin Ken Castro, the heart and soul of this channel. Mick F, thank you, Mick. Again, keeping good vibes and everything for your wife and recovering from her retina surgery. Paul and Clinton, thank you both, guys. I wish you guys could just work shit out. I'm going to try again. All right. Anyhow, Doug Hunt, fellow Bucco fan. Thank you, Greg Gorecki from up north and Cardinal Man there. Thank you, Greg, for coming in. Happy New Year. And we almost got everybody, I think. Tim, Tribe 879 was in here. Thank you, Tim. Get you on for an old chin wag here in a couple days or so. And did we get everybody? I think we got everybody. I just like to make sure. Faster, 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 pussycat. Let's go real fast. All right, my good buddy, Parallel League Shackist. Thank you. Aaron Reed, man of a million voices. Ump Man. Thank you, Ump Man, for being here tonight. A lot of fun. Enzo the Picker was here. Midlife, if I already said it, I'll say it again. Happy New Year. David, Baseball Demos. Happy New Year. Got a good turn there from Stratomatic. He did. Good stuff. Good stuff, baby. All right. Do we have everybody? No, D. Scott Howard. He's listened to the Grateful Dead now. So we had a great discussion tonight about the great John Candy. That was fun. Everybody had that going. Good stuff. Good stuff. Did we get everybody? I think we did. H Field. How could I forget H Field, man? God, it's like forgetting Paul McCartney. So thank you, H Field, for coming in. Happy New Year, brother. And wow, we had lots of folks in here tonight. That was pretty nice. We had a pretty good crowd. We're around 23 or something. Legends, Sports, Universe. Long since asleep, I'm sure. But thank you, Legends, for coming in. Check out that awesome, awesome project he's got going on. And also support each other, please, in the Discord. It's there for you to share all the sort of projects that you have going on. Cards and Dice Digital, whatever you want to talk, baseball, little hot stove league, anything like that. That's what it's for. It's just an awesome community of just amazing people there. What can I say? And of course, Dwayne Martz, awesome. So now it's the Dwayne Martz TV network. So, okay. And first in the ballpark was the whirlwind herself, Barbara. So thank you, everybody. All right. Until the next time, everybody, you take care of yourself and see you around the batting cage. Happy 2026. Good night.